Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome back to the stream. Oh boy, it has been a very long time since Avalon has aired. I'm excited. My players are excited. And I hope you guys are excited as well. It's Thursday night. How do you guys like the new setup? Hopefully everybody kind of likes it. I decided that I wanted to go with a little bit of a holiday theme. So yeah, Christmas and Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and all the other celebrations around this time. So it's so nice. It's so nice. I love the new design that I came up with for the Let's Talk screen, for the Starting Soon screen. It's the same thing for the ending screen, as you guys can see here. But, you know, it's honestly so cool that Streamlabs allows me to have, like, different scenes and different setups and everything. And that way I can do stuff like this. And I love it. But, wow. It has been 3 weeks, almost a whole month, since the last time we actually been able to stream Avalon. But thankfully, everybody is able to be here tonight. Jomini is going to be a tad bit late, and he has to leave early because he has a big trip coming up. But it's okay. So we're just waiting on Jomini to show up, and whenever he joins in. So we're going to go ahead and figure out what these guys are up to. So let's go and see.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
I like how I turn Discord back on and the first thing that they hear is, oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Don't forget Twitch's little, oh no!
Alright. Jesus, Dave, we can hear you.
Oh, that's loud.
Or whoever is playing Osu right now.
Oh yeah, that I just downloaded it. Oh.
Alright, so, gentlemen, we have a lot to go over.
Oh yeah!
We have a lot to go over, because there has been a lot of things that we need to catch up on. It's been almost a whole month since you guys have been on my world.
Close, please, close. Damn. That's so loud in my ears.
It's loud enough that we could hear it on our end.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, I totally forgot that I have to update your character pages. Whoops. I'll do that for next week. That's
Hey, there's a dumbass.
and the Jomini is here.
Yep. Work, laundry, cleaning.
Life.
In that order.
Being an adult.
Yep.
Overrated.
I hate adulting.
Yes, adulting is horrible. So, hello everybody. Welcome back. Now we can officially start the stream. Not that late either.
I went pretty fast.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm tired.
Well, you get to relax a little bit. So,
We're doing a beach episode.
I will say in about
beach episode.
in about 2 minutes I will be putting my clothes in the dryer.
that's fine.
But that's about it.
All right, that's fine. All right, so last time, let's pretend that I actually did watch the VOD, and I know what's going on.
If I remember correctly, we just got done talking to.
Alamorn.
Yes.
Avalon, correct. That's right. You guys have finally learned the secret that Onashi has been keeping from practically everybody. And the reason why she lost her powers. And that would be because that Onashi is actually withholding a secret of the God of War, aka Alamorn, who is going to be the reincarnation of Altaria. Afterwards, Morrigan was assigned to a specific task by Mesami.
Right.
And let's see. You guys also spoke about going on a couple of quests, and each of them are indeed numbered throughout the realm here. First place that you wanted to go was to the Abdormant Prison, questioning the guards of what happened when the prison was broken into.
Oh, the numbers are new.
You wanted to speak to the researchers in the Markul Research Facility. And Onaji left you a strange clue in regards of the research facility. Something that is known as a necrolite. After that, you guys plan on traveling to Father Endur to cash in that scroll that you guys have for some gear. After
we did get a scroll.
After Father Endur, you guys are planning on going to the Fountain of Question. And then after that, you're planning on going back to the Underdark through the East Passage in order to take Squish down into the pit.
Squish! Squish!
And for those of you who don't know who Squish is, the adorable little golden kobold that has joined the party.
Hello, I'm Squish.
In replace of Grimmick.
We immediately trust him more just due to sheer adorableness.
However, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are going to be spending quite some time here in Algaroth. A week to be precise, if I am correct.
Let's just hope Squish doesn't die in a squish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Because there was something that Dave had to do.
Yeah, I need a map. I need that item from Kratranos and Onaje.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. The mask.
Correct.
It's if we're in town, it's always certainly something related with Dave.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true. Not that that's a bad thing.
No, it's certainly good things.
Right. So, downtime. You guys have a week within the capital of the kingdom.
Oh, sick. Question.
So Brady,
Yes.
Kratranos would have immediately came for you the next morning. Explain that Mesami was asking him to take you to New Jamoria for your assignment.
Okay.
Come with me if you want to live. Sound about right?
Well, no.
It's more of a. I was told to go with you.
Yes, I was told to
We have
escort
work
you
to do.
to where you have to be for your assignment. So he says, gather up your stuff, and then meet me downstairs when you're ready to go.
All right. Well, that's a short thing to do.
Before you would leave, Squish would walk up to you and grab your hand and cast guidance on you. Be safe. Enjoy journey.
You're adorable.
Okay, I go eat.
I patted him on the head a little bit as he walks away.
All right. So you head on downstairs. You meet Kratranos. He asks you to take his hand. As you take his hand, you're gone. All right. So now there are 5 of you left.
I think William's gonna see if Opal wants to join him in aiding the rebuilding efforts.
Opal is actually going to be spending some time within the healing chambers.
Fair enough.
Where they
In that case, William is telling Normu to come help him with the rebuilding efforts.
Squish will be joining Opal.
I just imagine William just grabbing Normu by like, the back of his collar. Come on, civil service.
Understandable. Shite.
All right. So, Jomini, you are helping Matt with building.
Yes, sir.
We are
Willingly
strong
or
boys.
reluctantly?
Both.
It's yeah, I was gonna say
All right,
willingly or reluctantly.
Dave.
Willingly.
Dave, you are summoned to the castle by Onaji, and she just basically calls you up to talk with you to sort things out with this item that you're going to be receiving from her and Cratchnos. It's basically her explaining to you that this item could be whatever you desire. It's going to be a cosmetic item, so it's not going to take up a magic slot or anything. So, like an accessory of some kind, a hairpin or, something like that.
Brooch.
Should go for a bangle.
All right.
Excuse me while I quickly Google what a bangle is.
It's like well, technically it's bangle.
It's part
It's a
of that
set of
saying that
metal
goes
braces.
bingle, bangle, bongle, bish, bash, bosh.
Bingle bangle, jingle bells, jingle jangle, bangle.
Anyway.
Usually you wear them as a set, and they are basically metal bracelets.
Yeah, I did Google.
All right. So a bangle it is. All right. So she just has a casual conversation with you, asks you to, is there anything that you have questions about, or anything along those lines?
What happens after I've been wearing this for a while if for some reason it gets broken, lost, or stolen?
Immediately call us. If this bangle so happens to get lost, it is broken, or somehow dispelled, contact me or my brother as soon as you can, or me or my son as quickly as you can.
Ugh, I can't hear you quickly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, like, I guess I'd have to wait to, like, see what happens, but when I wear it, is there gonna be any, like, changes, I guess?
To you physically, no.
Okay.
Such as what we're going to try and end up doing is suppressing the dark magic that the Demon Lord is basically radiating off of you, and it will hold on one second. Basically what this item will do is it will suppress the dark magic that the Demon Lord is radiating off of you. I'm expecting that it shouldn't do anything, especially to you, but I mean, at most there would probably be a shift in your shadow, so that way it's not like radiating aura. But we'll have to see what it actually does once my son gets back from taking Morrigan to New Jamoria.
Fair enough. Should be interesting not having it influencing me after 20 some odd years.
But you have nothing to worry about in terms of the item itself. This isn't the first time we've done this.
That's good to know. Oddly enough, I think the most questioning thing I have is something that can't be answered right now, because I'd have to put it on, but would there be any changes to personality?
Oh no, not at all. You would still be you. You would still act the same, talk the same, still be the normal person that you are.
Interesting.
Oh, I stopped screen sharing. My bad, guys.
Mew,
Yeah.
mew, mew.
There you go.
And to what end are we going to go with this thing?
Well, as to what end, I'm not sure at the moment. Perhaps we could possibly train one of the church members into exorcisms. Or Krachenos could try summoning it and banishing it once, well, you and the rest of the Wanderers are ready.
I hate to ask this, but have you ever seen anyone try and there's no real explanation I could give, no one word I could say to explain this at the moment. The act that comes to mind would be similar to absorb and control the power. I would assume that this kind of thing is exceedingly rare, so wouldn't know.
Well, I personally haven't actually heard of something like that, though. To absorb and control the powers of a demon lord would basically just straight up kill it.
Interesting.
Because if I'm not mistaken on how demon lords' powers work, is if you manage to kill a demon lord of a specific realm, you're able to absorb its power and take over that realm. That is, if you are compatible with it. Otherwise, it'll just go off into another random demon in the abyss.
So hypothetically speaking, if I were to kill and absorb the demon of fear and was compatible with it, I would become the new demon lord of fear.
Correct. However, unfortunately,
That's bizarre.
Alicia, it's not
As
I'm
easy
not-
as it sounds.
It's not as easy as it sounds, and no offense, but personally, I don't believe that you would be compatible with the Demon Lord of Fear's abilities.
I don't think so either. Greed and avarice, maybe. But fear, I don't think so.
Al possibly would have been able to. But
Possibly.
but Al has the worst luck in Avalon that I have seen, so
His entire town got destroyed, but other than that, I mean, surely he can't possibly have the worst luck.
well, he was the only one out of the Legendary Six that has died.
Not looking good.
He died?
Yes. Alrath was killed in the final battle between the Baelor and the Legendary Six.
He-
Died twice.
But he's here now.
Correct. Once the Master Delicite shard was destroyed in Ultramoria, the world barrier fell, and thus the gods were able to return to the world, therefore slaying Cycrix. Because of the Legendary Six's sacrifice and their courageous efforts to evacuate the continent, they each granted them a wish. And Meisami wished for Alrath back to life.
What did the others wish for?
Quite personally, I don't remember. I know one of them wished to forget everything. Everything that has ever happened, even forget that they were a hero. Not sure why.
It's kind of foolish.
At least I thought so as well. But it's by their own wishes, and they were each granted them.
So, if Misami used her wish to bring Al back, What did Al wish for?
Brady, what did you wish for? I don't remember.
Al wished to know where his mother was and to go to that plane.
Right. Well, Arath was more of a personal request of the gods, is to know where his remaining family is. Hence his mother.
Oh.
Unfortunately for Alrath, he hasn't been able to search very often.
Everything is well and settled now that he doesn't have to run a city. Perhaps he will find the time to go search.
It would be nice of him to have closure finally.
I mean, but he is a tiefling, though. If his mother isn't of fiendish flesh, then by now, given his age, she's probably long gone.
Well, it is possible that she might still be alive. Valerie is still alive after all this time.
I think that might have something to do with the now dead imp.
Well, it is perhaps. I'm not quite sure about Valerie. She is from a different plane of existence, after all. And she's not very good with conversations.
No, she isn't. She is very good in a fight, though, or, well, was.
Right. Well, I believe that should cover everything. Is there anything else you needed?
Well, not at the moment. The only thing next I would need would be, well, I would need Krachenos' guidance with.
Oh, he should be back in a few days' time. Perhaps when we start on your item, we'll be able to settle things with him.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. In the meantime, I do believe that I have a business to set up.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
As to you. That's when I would start walking out.
Okay. All right. So, speaking of your business,
It's booming.
well,
I don't know if it's been set up yet or not.
it has been a couple of days, or actually, it hasn't been a couple of days. It's been quite a long time since, you spoke with. Oh shit, what was her name? Alice, I think it was.
Yeah, it was Alice. It should have only been a day or two.
Right. Right, here's the notes. Well, what exactly do you do then? Do you head back to the old tavern? Or do you just want like a summary of what's been going on?
Just like a summary of what's been going on so far with it.
Okay.
I still do need to set up my post office box.
Right. Alright. So yeah, Alice basically tells you that she has been searching the market, taking a look at different buildings that are for sale and such. She found a couple of candidates. However, she wants to make sure that they are like up to standard. And of course, inspected, cleaned, and everything's all tip-top shape with that. Once she figures out the place, that's when she'll figure out like furniture costs and food costs, and she tells you that she already put in the request for like the questing and message boards to be put in the tavern. She would just need you to head to like the embassy, to get the papers solved, and to head to Stax's and set up a business account. And once you do all that, you head to the embassy. They have you sign a couple of papers and like take a signature for legal documentation and such. And they say that for setup of the message board, once your partner finds a place for your tavern and such, you're gonna need about 45 gold pieces to set up the message board, and then a monthly charge of 30 gold pieces. So after that, you would head to Stax's, and the goblins at Stax's would tell you, hold on. Okay. The goblins at Stax's, they would say you would have to put down a 500 gold deposit for a business account.
Okay.
And then once that happens, you will receive like one of your little bank identification cards for both you and your partner.
Platinum is in what, tens or hundreds from gold?
Hundreds. Based on the system.
I dropped 5 platinum on the table.
Okay.
Very cool.
I like to imagine that while this is happening, William and Noramu are arguing about where a piece of wood goes.
You're
Get it
carrying
going
wood.
over
I'm
there.
carrying rocks. The nice man said to put the debris over there and the materials over here.
Squish and Opal are in intense surgery.
Looking at the present Noramu.
Scalpel. Yes. I need 50 cc's of healing word. Yes. Yes.
All right.
I know one of cleric medical drama.
So a couple of days go by, and eventually Krachinos does come back, and he fetches Alicia. Is there anybody else that wants to speak with Onaji, Krachinos? Anything?
I would like to speak to Krachinos
Okay,
once again.
fair enough.
I don't have a reason to talk to any of them.
All right. So in that case, Alicia and Noramu are going to go speak with Onaji and Krachinos. I actually don't have a token out for Krachinos. Alrighty. My apologies. Alright, so Alicia and Noramu walk up into the castle, to see Krachinos and Onaji just chatting. They greet you and such, and Onaji just looks at Noramu rather confused and say, "Strange that you're here, Noramu. What can we help you with?"
I just had a question or two for Mr. Krachinos over there.
Alright, what do you got?
Well, I've been thinking about the conversation we'd had with, towards the end of the event last time. And I've been wondering not how, but what it would take, if you could be so kind to remind me, to bring me back to my original form.
Oh, well, Mother did say something about that, and quite honestly, it shouldn't be that big of a problem at all. A simple curse-breaking ritual should do the trick. However, granted that this is Sarkix's magic, it might be a little bit more difficult. Shouldn't be that hard. I would need to call upon some of the mages of Varrock, though, in order to get it done. Why? Are you planning on getting it done soon?
Well, I've been thinking. We don't have any need to have the ritual take place like we were planning on having it in the middle of such a populated area in the event that something does go horribly wrong. So I was thinking it would be easy if I just, became, I guess, who I am now, and just simply kept it a secret from public eye.
Well, it's going to be a rather drastic change, however. Like, you are the Prince of Myro, who is rumored to be dead.
Well, yes, but
if people recognize you out in public eye, especially when you're traveling with the Wanderers, then could raise some questions.
Well, yes, I understand that, but I did have a plan. I think I remember I mentioned to you or to Alicia or somebody. I don't remember who. My memory is not quite there.
The hat! You're right. You did mention that.
Creepy shit, by the way, out of game. I tapped my head twice, and then you said the hat. Fucking weird shit just happened in my mind right there.
Oh, that's right. The hat of disguise. Alright, well,
One of those?
when would you like to do it?
Whenever you think would be the best time.
Well,
Not when you're too busy, not when whoever you need is too busy. Whenever
well,
all the required parties are free.
how's about when I'm done helping Miss Wingride here, I can contact Varrock and we can schedule a date.
Perfect.
Gonna go shopping.
Shopping.
Me and my immortal friend. Shabadoo, shabadoo.
Alright, very well then. I shall contact Varrock as soon as we're done with this little creational thing here.
Thank you.
Of course. Good day, Mr. Reno.
Good day to you. Au revoir. I will walk back to wherever the fuck William is.
Alright,
William's just kind of just doing work.
Yep, to help with that.
alright, so, Anaji would just look at Cratchinos and say, alright, we did this once before, let's do it again. Bibbidi boppity boop. And then Cratchinos would then open up his spell book, start casting a couple of enchantments on it, and then eventually he will close his book, put it back in his bag, and focus a bit. And then soon, just like roll me a... No, this isn't a thing you would just easily forget. Just like you remember seeing in the first page Grand Library, with Yoko, the Oracle. You see him open up his hands, and you see like rings of runes surround him, and he just like fiddles. He like turns them and fiddles with them a little. He shrinks them down and hovers over your item, and they get absorbed into the item as it glows for a second, and then settles back into a normal look. And he leans over a little bit. He's like, "Oh, all right, that should have done the trick." I'll tell you what, Mother, it's been quite nostalgic, and quite honestly, never thought I would have to do this again. But Miss Wingride, here you are. This should be able to subdue the demon lord inside you until we figure out what to do with it.
Oh, thank you. I slip it on. I say, that's a nifty little trick you got there. I've only ever seen magic happen like that once before.
Probably from Yoko, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even when I enchant items does it do that.
Well, there's a difference between mortal magic, such as what you can do, versus higher tier magic, such as me, Yoko, and say Varuk can do. But
Oh.
it eventually turns into something much greater than simple incantations and using materials for spells and such. If your friend Norabu gets a little bit stronger, perhaps he might be able to do this kind of magic one day.
Norabu sneezes and drops every single plank of wood he was holding.
William picks them back up and looks at Norman like the weak little ant he is.
Damn. Shade.
I mean, compared to, I like to point out, William's at like 19 strength out of what's Normu's?
15? No, wait. 11.
This is like Williams looks at Normu, who's never worked out a day in his life, and is like,
Do you even lift, bro?
"Do you even lift, bro? I lift mountains. That's my job title, mountain lifter."
I'm sorry. Morrigan has a 20 strength.
Listen, I just need one level up where we get points, and I can make it 20.
Well, what level are you guys now? 5? 7?
7.
7.
You get another stat increase next level.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bother
when we get
wasting
that
it.
level.
Yeah. So yeah, Kratos explains that the runic ribbons, as he calls them, runic ribbons, are a higher tier of casting magic. Basically, he explains to you that they're used to cast like 8th and 9th level spells.
That's magic that I didn't think would even be possible in this world.
With special permission, of course.
Of course.
So, I do believe that Mother told me that I am to be escorting you around Avalon shortly, correct?
Yes, that is true.
Okay, very well then. I have some business that I need to take care of first. Say 3 days should do. Is that alright?
It's perfectly fine to me.
Alright, very well then. If there's nothing else that you need before, Mother, I shall see you soon. And then he snaps his fingers and poofs away.
Oh.
You're breaking up, Dave.
I have my bangle on.
Alright. When you put the bangle on, you don't feel any different.
I look back at my shadow.
And that's where you notice the change. How it used to be much bigger than you and radiating a black aura off of it. You see that the aura finally has died down and your shadow has shrunk back down to your size.
Poggers.
Well, that is a relief. So, now that I don't have to worry about that thing feeding off my emotions at this very moment in time, Onaji, one question does come to mind that's been rather bothersome, but I haven't been wanting to think on it.
I don't like where this is going.
What should happen if I ever die?
Well, quite personally, I'm not too sure. As much as a good question that is, I would rather not test out what would happen.
Same.
But for the sake of, I would say, safety for both your party and you, I would definitely try to avoid doing so.
Yes, avoid dying.
Because It's just for the simple fact that we're not entirely sure, what the Demon Lord is capable of doing. I mean, it could come to the point to where the curse would be broken, and then he would be sent back into the abyss, or to whatever realm he comes from, or he could be released onto Avalon. There's a couple of possibilities, but personally, I'm not entirely sure.
Also, and I don't know if you would know this, but my adoptive parents did tell me about a curse that would be placed upon my family. I don't know if necessarily the demon possession is that curse. Think you might have any insight?
Unfortunately, I did not really study all that much into Demon Lords, specifically against Demon Lord Hagenti. I know nothing of their rituals or what they do, so unfortunately I would have to say no.
Know anyone who did?
Not off the top of my head. However, you might be able to speak with the librarian and ask her. She might have some knowledge somewhere within the library.
Rampage.
Yes.
Well, considering she is the one, that is where we happened to find our book of, well, I suppose I should say, a book of blood magic many months ago. She might. Should have been the first hint that Osiris was up to something.
Well, I'm pretty sure Varuk himself is even doing some research on your issue himself, seeing that he is kind of obsessive when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, I should probably talk to him. Fortunately, he's on our list.
Well, next time you happen to see Varuk, give him my regards. Him and I haven't seen each other for a while.
I certainly will. Well, thank you again. I have more business to attend to. Taking longer than I thought to find a good place to set up a bar.
Well, good luck with that, Miss Wingwright.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So, the end of the week is coming. By now, I would probably say that Alice would have came back. I'm just writing down notes, hold on. Alice would have eventually found you guys and explained to you guys that, hey, I happened to find a couple of places, and I want you guys to come check them out with me.
Well, let's go.
It's just Dave raised on a different continent.
Yeah.
Well, she opened this up to anybody who wanted to come. And
Squish will attend.
pun. I did see your
I'll
DM.
see
I'll
what-
check it out later.
Let's see what you're working on this time, Alicia. It's always entertaining, to say the least.
It only gets more entertaining from here, trust me.
Come on, Naramu.
Well, don't really have much of a choice now, do I?
Nope, you never do.
All right, so everybody's coming, and Alice, Dave, I'm gonna leave you in charge of finding a nice token for Alice. All right. So she takes you to the first place. This place is around the square of town. It is a 2-story building. One with a the bottom floor is a nice place where you can set up a nice round the corner bar, plenty of space for guests, and an upstairs that has a few rooms in it. Not a lot. I would probably say about 4 rooms or so. It has a nice kitchen and a place in the back behind the bar that could basically be set up as an office.
Alrighty.
So, Alicia, if I may inquire, while we're doing this little bit of a house tour.
Sort of, except it's not a house.
It's a figure of speech, goddammit. What are
Yes,
your
of course.
what are your intentions with the bar? You just thinking of making it solely a bar, or you think like opening a guild like over in Vortica, or what the Lotus does?
Well, Miss Alice here is going to run the bar. There's going to be a quest board. I finalized all of the paperwork there earlier. Just need to put the deposit. Is a 30 gold per month uptake fee.
So it sounds like we're making a guild.
Well, it wasn't originally the idea, but seeing as how the Serenity Tavern is gone now, and Mesami has no intentions on bringing it back, where else are adventurers going to go to get quests?
Well, we're gonna have to think of a catchy name for it.
Believe we did already.
Yes.
I don't know these things.
You guys did, but what was the name of it?
What was her last name?
Bro, I don't remember her last name.
We'll have to watch the VOD.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and watch the VOD.
I feel like the name that y'all already chose is like Alice and Alicia or something like that.
It was
Something in Wingright.
Galari.
her. Yeah,
Galari and Wingright.
Galaria and Wingright.
That's right. We made fun of you because it sounded like Galarian Wingright.
While you two are having a conversation, Squish is actually going to approach Jomini.
Oh,
He's going to tug on the back of your jacket. Is your bird with you?
yeah.
He's going to look at you kind of half sideways. Are you William Pet? Are you William's pet? Curious.
Oh, this creature is too pure for this world. Oh no. What have I done?
Are you?
Just Squish looks normal with the same curiosity of a small child and a service animal.
Also, you gonna eat that? Pointing to the bird.
I love this guy.
Opal's gonna lean down and like pet Squish on the head and say, "No, Squish, that is no remove familiar. He's a wizard."
Oh, like Krachinos?
Yes, just like Ratchinos. Like
He
how-
wouldn't let me eat his bird either.
Yeah, because they kind of need their familiars.
I don't know what I would do without. If Azure happens to die, I will let you know. No offense, Azure.
Asshole.
Fuck you!
Well, actually, Jomini,
Yeah.
good news about that. If Azura actually happens to die, I do believe wizards are able to resummon their
Yeah, I remember.
familiars.
Yeah, but I don't remember how or what the rules behind that are. But I do remember that being a thing.
I believe it's a
If it-
ritual.
If a familiar is dismissed, lost, or dies, it can be replaced 1 week later through a specialized ritual that costs 200 gold pieces per wizard level, and then it takes 8 hours to complete.
Oh, fucking K.
So don't let him die.
If he dies, he better die now, not later.
Yeah.
The thing, familiars get stronger as you get stronger.
Yep.
Their health goes up, their AC goes up, their intelligence goes up.
So Josh, does this place have 2 floors or 1 floor? I can't remember.
So the first place that you guys go to
Mm-hmm.
is a 2-story building with 4 bedrooms, an office, plenty of guest space, and a roundabout corner bar.
By the way, you still haven't answered Squish.
How about eating him?
No, he did answer.
No, are you a pet?
Oh,
So I just
Mm,
kind of drag and pull you around.
that is a no. I just have no will.
William has all the willpower.
all right.
Kind of cocking his head at you, like,
So she shows you guys.
Questioningly.
So she shows you guys that place. The next place that you guys go to is a little bit away from the center of town, but it's in a much, I would say, more pristine district of Algaroth. You guys walk up to this place. It is a 3-story building with a little room for guests, office, decent kitchen size, a regular sized bar, kind of like how it was in the Serenity Tavern, and 14 rooms.
4? That's a lot of rooms.
It looks more of an inn than a tavern. And then she takes you to another place that is also closer to the center of the city. That is a single-story, straight tavern, kitchen, office, no second floor. It's just a straight tavern.
Well, Alicia?
Thinking, so if I'm quiet, that's why.
All right, not a problem. You can come back to it.
Squish not been in tavern before.
Squish, how old are you technically?
What?
11 days old.
How long do you live for? 11 days!
I was born yesterday!
Squish 22.
In
That's
human years or kobold years?
human.
Ah,
At least that's what I think. Hard to say. Kobolds don't really count years.
Fair enough.
Can't
You
count.
ever have a
They-
drink
they-
before Squish?
They live day by day.
sometimes
what?
minute by minute.
Like water? Squish drink water?
Have you ever had alcohol?
Opal goes and smacks William's shoulder. Don't try and feed him alcohol. He is tiny.
I want to see what will happen. Will it combust? He's like a little
No!
dragon. I want to see him be a flamethrower.
Will I explode?
You know what would be so funny?
It's for science.
It'd be
almost.
really funny and really sad if Squish died by being squished.
Yes. Squish no alcohol.
Yo, you don't like alcohol?
Never had.
Oh.
He's an oracle.
So you've had drinks?
Yeah, when I started traveling with you guys.
Exactly.
Woohoo!
You see where the logic is now, Opal, right?
Monsieur Squish, how many days have you been alive for? If you could,
Squish have hard time counting years. You want Squish to count days?
William's gonna reach into his lovely bag. And
Just waltz over to Opal. I pull out a notebook. This is an account of what we've done since we've gotten to Algaroth. Actually, since we left the college. See here, the first 6 things we did was drink.
yeah, she's right. Squish, this is something called a flask. There's nice liquid in it. Have a sip.
Okay. Squish takes it
You immediately.
and flicks it back.
What's your not constitution?
It's empty.
That was a full flask. Let's see.
Alright. What's your constitution, Cody?
13.
13. Oh god.
Oh,
You know, Morgan's not here to be the bad parent. So
Yeah.
someone had to step
Roll
up.
me a fortitude save.
All right.
Yes! I love being lawful neutral.
So, you guys have a drunk child now.
Quite literally.
Alright.
William's on the ground, fucking like holding his stomach, laughing.
Opal's just like, oh gods, help us.
Squish's tongue is hanging out the side, and just kind of looking up at the up in the air with his mouth but open. Wow,
Opal,
that
come on.
good.
This is great, Opal. You know it.
He's your responsibility now.
Yeah, well, he was our responsibility to begin with. It's not like I can't just pick him up and carry him like a handbag.
Alright, so yeah. Squish gets to experience what it's like to be an alcoholic for a day.
Yep,
Yeah,
he's
like the rest of the
bouncing around, swinging his head back and forth, flicking his tail off the ground, kind of
Like-
jittery.
He gets to join the Alcoholic Anonymous, aka known as the Wanderers.
Oh, okay, Dave, I actually like this one.
There were others I was considering, but that one was at least tasteful.
Just for everybody else can get a view of it.
oh.
Ooh,
Is that the first time we're getting to deal with?
it's the giant woman.
Yeah, I kind of like that for Alice. That works.
Nice.
So William's gonna look at Squish, like get down at his level. So Squish, now what you do now that you drank that juice is you want.
How you get so small?
Oh, Squish, I can shrink. I can reduce my size.
That's cool.
I know. I can also get really big. You ready? William stands back up.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. So what you need to do now is I need you to run in a constant circle around Opal.
Okay.
Oh.
He just starts booking ass as fast as he can, which is very slow.
William just leans next to the bar and like smiles, looking at Opal.
Cody, give me a percentage roll.
Yes. All right.
You take one step and fall flat on your face.
Yes.
William's gonna pick up Squish and just like kind of hold him underneath his arm.
He's just like dangling there.
Now,
Alright.
Opal, I know you don't like this, but we had to do it eventually, and it's best we do it in a place where we know we're safe.
So I like the more pristine bar, the one with the 14 rooms.
Okay.
If I may,
All
at
right.
least if I may put my input in here, as I like just hold Squish. Wouldn't it be smarter if we're trying to cater towards adventurers to have something closer to town that theoretically is at a lower rate? Because the first bar seems to be the best option for that. But it's your in tavern thingy.
Well, of course, remodeling is always an option. That would cost a little bit more, though. But we could modify it.
I'm just saying you're more likely to get more traffic at this bar or the first one than you are the third one, the second one, due to its location in town.
You do have a very good point there.
Well, think about all the bars we've been at on almost every town we visited. It's generally near the middle of the town.
What are you talking about? They're usually within a mile of the entrance.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
We usually just hit the first bar we see, which is usually the first bar on the strip.
Exactly.
If you want my personal opinion, Ms. Wingright, I would personally think that the four bedroom one would be the better option. Because you would think the travelers would be coming around, thinking of a place, to catch a drink, see what kind of quests there are, and if they happen to crash and sleep for a little
Drink
while,
too much.
there are a couple of spare rooms.
Bartenders with me.
Well,
Although I
it's
haven't
also a very good option.
I haven't actually ran an inn before. I mean, it is possible that we could, say for example, take out some of the rooms upstairs on the second floor to make more surface room. We could open up,
Good.
say, a small balcony, and then have the 8 rooms that are upstairs.
Have like a catering room for your events.
I do quite like that idea. Let's go with that idea.
Very well.
Plenty of service room close to the center of town. With a little bit of room for people who happen to drink a bit too much and can't get back to their carts.
And now we run a bar.
Wait, are we doing
Wait.
14 rooms and turning it
No,
into
no,
8?
the first one. I think Dave thought you were talking about the first one.
Yeah, I think I was talking more about the first one.
Okay. I can take the first one then. I was specifically talking about the one with the 14 rooms.
Oh, okay. How far is that one from center of town?
I would say maybe about a 20-minute walk.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
It's not like on the square, like.
But as a new bar starting out, we're much more likely to get business.
Considering that the only other... how many bars are there even in this city?
There's a couple of them. Some of them are just like smaller bars.
Like dive bars.
Yeah.
Having a nice big open bar is something this city's going to need now that Serenity is gone.
Alrighty. First option it is then.
Which one was that again?
The 4-bedroom office and plenty of guest space.
Yep.
That's close to the square.
Yep.
Squish feel warm.
It's the sun harnessing your energy, radiating within you, Squish.
Squish starts to glow.
William just looked at Opal. I have no idea what I just did.
Squish. Squish feel warm from the sun. Mm.
The actual brain cell on what to do with the drunk person isn't there right now.
Opal, is it supposed to glow?
He is the Oracle of Light, William. Yes, he glows.
So, Fafnir's not made of metal, and now he's the Oracle of Metal.
Fun fact, he actually does have spells that turn parts of him into metal.
God.
Which particular bar are we in right now?
I think we're in the...
You're not in a bar. You downed a flask.
Which bar are we in?
I think we're in the last, like, the one that's like your stereotypical dive bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Squish
not
is no
big,
longer
wide open bar.
Squish is no longer in your arms.
You want to bet?
He is not.
Oh, are you, like, invisible?
I teleported out.
Oh, no, I can't stop that.
I am now running around in circles, glowing like a freaking diamond.
Oh, boy, gonna try and catch you with monk speed.
It's a good thing. Good thing
Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
definitely catch him.
It's a good thing this building's abandoned.
It's gonna pick you back up. No teleportation, Squish.
He teleports again.
All right, so Alice will tell you,
Catch you
okay,
again.
I will go and purchase that tavern. I'll get everything set up.
He's now on the roof, by the way.
Well, I'm gonna go get Squish, for I feel somewhat responsible because of this.
He's putting his hands up in the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Hey,
climb
son.
I'm gonna. Damn you!
Is he praising the sun?
He
Yes.
absolutely is.
I'm gonna climb up on the roof and get you.
All right.
When you go to try to grab him, he teleports again.
All right.
Uh,
The end of the week has come, and Cratchinos finally does come back.
At this point, I have set up my PO box.
Oh, that's right. Your messenger box.
Yep.
You find Squish sleeping in the alley.
How
good.
many hit dice do we have at this level?
Huh?
How many hit dice do we have?
7.
7.
Okay. Hey, Squish, are you immune to mind affecting effects?
I don't believe I am.
I mean, he's just asleep. I can just...
Perfect. Do you have spell resistance?
I have fire resistance.
Perfect.
I don't like where this is
While
going.
you're running around, please make me a will save.
I don't know where it's going, but I'm finding it very entertaining.
You fail, you're asleep.
F.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna pick you up, and
I just tap my staff on the ground. You just drop to sleep.
He like skids 5 feet on the ground.
That would suggest I was running fast.
Slides.
All right.
To the left.
Shit, right, everyone has to make that save. Oops.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Including the bar maiden?
Everyone
Oh dear God.
around.
What is it? A
Miller,
will
maybe
save?
you save.
A will save?
Yeah.
Yes.
William, you save. Opal fails.
The 2 oracles are now asleep.
I
I'm
was
Okay.
just gonna pick up both of the oracles.
Alice rolled a 16.
She fails.
I'll also pick up Alice.
This reminds me. This would be a lot like the scene, like that one scene from The Voice where they're in the really important office, and then everyone's heads just starts fucking exploding. But
Just for shits and giggles.
just everyone's falling asleep.
Fail. So, Squish drops over. Opal flops over. Alice flops over.
Morgan's not there. It was just for shits and giggles.
I know.
William's gonna put Opal underneath one arm, Squish underneath another, and
I
can you
pick
get
up
the barmaid?
Alice.
If I say, can you get the barmaid? I've run out of hands.
Well, I tap Alice to wake her up.
How drunk am I?
You downed a flask of whiskey.
Oh, I rolled a 7. Yeah, okay, I'm absolutely hammered. So, yeah, you hear Squish whisper in his sleep, feels like fire belly, and then vomits all over the back of your leg.
No, you're not over my shoulder. You're vomiting on like my shoes, which I.
There you go.
but
I vomited all over your shoes.
It kind of
I
burns a
pretty
little bit.
Pretty
I
sure he
wear-
picked you up like a suitcase.
I did. I picked him up like a suitcase, but at the same time, I just realized William wears sandals.
Yeah, it kind of burns a little bit.
That's your own fault.
Chunky toes.
All right. So, the
Back in
week
a sec.
the week comes to an end, and Cratchinos comes back, and he summons the 5 of you.
Never mind, though. I'll be right back.
Says, "All right, all my business is taken care of. Where to first?"
A dormant prison.
His smile immediately just goes to a, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, we're throwing Norma in jail.
Prison.
It's about
have-
time too.
I've done crimes against humanity.
Well,
Yep,
all
we're-
right.
For the prison.
I'm not questioning your methods. You are Miss Wingright?
He's a bad boy.
No. Oh, could I have in this time? Could we have also have increased the size of our caravan?
Oh, get the extra carts. I forgot all about
Mhm.
that.
How are you doing this again?
We're just gonna purchase more carts,
And what?
What?
Hitch and what?
hooking them together,
Hitch them together.
hitch them together, and then put more horses at the
We're
front.
making a train.
All right. How
Okay.
many carts are you getting?
So there was going to be a blacksmith cart, an alchemy cart, and a sleep cart. So
Exactly,
3
so-
carts and 3 horses.
Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah. Sure. I'm assuming you already subtracted the gold.
We'll do that as soon as I can.
All right. Fair enough.
Shingang.
Says, all right. Dormant prison it is. He hands Alicia a bag.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else?
What's in the bag?
It's an empty bag.
Oh.
I don't really have anything.
Oh.
Unless it has to do with my dad or my mentor. So
Is Squish still drunk?
No.
no, it's like the next day.
It's like a
Oh,
few days
alright.
later. All right. Full Metal Alchemist clap and gate. All right, and you guys arrive at the front of the Abdormant prison. So I liked to picture this place as a mixture between Alcatraz Island and Azkaban.
I like to point out Azkaban was also an island.
Yes. Like the tall tower, like the tall prison tower, and like the surroundings of an actual like prison. So like a mixture, but if you stuck Azkaban prison in the middle of Alcatraz.
Yeah. Nifty.
So what? This is where all the high security prisoners
Back.
go?
Oh, it's where most of the prisoners around the world basically go. If they're not, if they're not suitable for dungeons in the prisons of kingdoms, then they come here. But yes, the taller tower that you see is for higher security purposes, and as you could probably see, and he points like way up to the top, where you guys can see like shadowy figures flying around the prison itself.
Dementors.
Wraiths.
Shades.
We have some of the more stronger mages here as well to help the warden, and they control some of the security here, aka the wraiths that you see up there.
With such high security, how were the Black Roses even able to get in here?
Personally, I'm not sure, and I hope to ask the warden that himself.
Well, they're partially why we're here, actually. We wanted to come by to find out who they took with them, because there was a prisoner here that was a Black Rose. We learned that from the Underdark.
All right. Eventually, as you guys are talking, you guys begin to hear the sounds of heavy footsteps on stone. Just doo, doo, doo. You guys look forward, and you guys see what appears to be a full man
Platoon.
made of nothing but metal.
Is that a living suit of armor?
And you hear it speak, and it say, guests. Purpose for visiting.
That's a construct.
It is a construct. And what did it say you cut out of it, Josh?
Guests. Purpose for visiting.
Speak with the warden.
Identify, please.
Squish.
Oracle of Life, or Light.
How about
Alicia Wingright.
How about me, for example? And the man of metal just stands there for a second, and he suddenly like jerks up and he goes, "Identified, Krachenos Natura, please enter." As you see it hold out its hand, and you see like a small rune appear on its hand, and you hear a click, and the black gates open.
We go.
I think we go.
I assume we're following, right, Krachenos?
Yep.
Just
Alright.
following him.
Oh, the man in charge.
Rather strange. He doesn't look like any other constructs I have seen before.
Maybe they have something to do with Fafnir for all we know.
Fafnir. Father.
Yep.
Oh,
That would do it.
Oh, I remember that little metal bird he made.
Fafnir.
You
sense
should
to move
still
on the
remember.
people.
It's still there.
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Wait,
Makes sense for him to move on the people.
wait, you were created by Fafnir? Fafnir, creator.
Man's been busy.
Well, he works fast.
Yeah, that's probably all he thinks about doing nowadays.
Probably all he does these days.
That's also valid.
Can't really blame him, honestly.
Will
Alright,
Fafnir give you all a designation of some?
identification. I don't know. Brady,
Yes.
what do you want to call these guys?
What do I want to call them?
Yeah. Such as like I don't know, some robotic code name.
Is it big, burly, and looks like it'll fuck your day up?
It looks like your typical prison guard.
Sentinel.
Identification Sentinel 12.
Oh, let's hope none of us are mutants.
Thank you for getting that.
Alright.
It was too easy.
So, Sentinel 12 leads you guys through the prison. You guys hear, the banging on bars and shouts and screams and such.
Lively bunch, aren't they?
I don't really like it here.
I don't blame you at all.
Squish is doing an awkward march, and you can visibly see he is sweating.
Eventually, Sentinel 12 will lead you guys down a hallway to another set of black gates. He'll hold his hand up to it again. The gates will open, and he'll guide you through them. And he'll stop at a door, do like a full 180, and say, "Warden's office awaits your presence."
Thanks,
Thank you,
Sentinel dude.
Sentinel 12.
William's gonna extend his hand for a handshake to the Sentinel.
His arm just like juts out.
At a 90-degree angle.
William's gonna shake it. I got some manners.
All right, as you feel its hand like start clamping down on yours, you can hear William's bones crack.
They're
Oh,
early development. They're not as dexterous as they should be.
William's gonna pull his hand back and shake it a little and just ignore the pain.
Good day. Just arms just juts down again.
Remind me to send Fafnir a message. about his sentinels.
Well, we'll be visiting him soon.
Good. Because he owes me... I don't know. Doesn't really owe me
A
anything.
swift smack with a hammer.
he owes a good smack with my hand.
Want me? Do you want me to make your bones out of metal first?
No. They're kind of already like stone.
Crotchinus walks up to the door and he just opens it. He's like, "Hey, we got stuff to do. Let's go."
Speaking of
In we
Patrick,
go.
Josh,
Yes.
do I need to level him up at all?
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
All right. So you guys open the door, and immediately you guys are met with a very loud and burly voice, like screaming. At this point, who here speaks gnome?
I don't think I do.
Nope.
So does... Wait, do I speak gnome?
Opal
I think
doesn't
I speak gnome. Do I speak gnome?
I do not speak gnome.
Common, Celestial, Dwarven, Elven, Sylvan, Draconic, Abyssal, Ignan, God, Script, Infernal, Undercommon, Terran... Gnomish! Yes, I speak gnome.
All right. So Dave, you could hear this burly man like cussing somebody out on the other end. As you guys walk into the office, you guys can see this guy.
Ooh, he's rugged.
If it were in gnomish, it was, quite well deserved. Crafty language.
Oh, is that what that was spewing?
I was wondering what that was.
Yes.
Squish thought he gargle nail.
Crotchinus, what's this guy's name, by the way?
This is Warden Dakim. Oi! You can just see Dakim just like nearly fall out of his chair. And you just see him just like look at Crotchinos and the five of you guys, and he just leans over to a small orb that's placed on like a frozen dragon's claw, and he goes, "I'll talk to you later," and he just taps it and just Gratros.
I'll be back.
Company.
Howdy.
All right. Look, I know. I understand. You were supposed to be coming here soon. I did not expect you to be here this early, to be precise. Well, actually, I'm not here on that kind of business. All right, Dakim. It's the Wanderers. They have some They have some questions to ask you.
I'm Squish.
Dakim just looks at you guys and goes, "Wanderers? Oh, you mean that group of heroes that Onaji sends us? Oh, great. Interrogations time."
Oh, Alicia, this is your department.
Fortunately, this should be nowhere near as harsh as what most prisoners go through. Simply put, we understand that the Black Roses managed to break into the prison. We understand that there was a Black Rose, or possibly several of them, that were here as prisoners. Want to know how they were able to break in, what they did here, and who they took.
We're speaking of that fucking fox.
Naotsu, I see.
Sneaky little
Oh wait,
batch.
no, we're not gonna murder the fox.
Sneaky little batch. Snuck right past my center. No idea how, even what she did.
I can give you a couple ideas. He's sneaky.
Aye, but
Shit.
even the best rogues, never in my life I have been, even never in my life, or my father's life, or my grandfather's life, have ever had to break out of a prison.
Well,
Until she came along. Walked right into my prison. No idea where she came from. Incapacitated my guards, my wizards, stabbed me in the fucking shoulder, and then walked right up to the high security chamber.
Oh, I know what that feels like.
As
Do
for
you know who she took?
I do believe I have his name over here. Let me find it. He just jumps off of his chair and he goes over to a bookshelf off to the side. And he goes, he was a mage. Augur was his name. Augur, suspected mage of Black Roses.
Suspected, so you didn't even know if you worked for them till now.
Oh no, we were very aware.
Oh, never mind.
We were very aware. He was a summoner, basically. Able to summon those vile, faceless creatures.
Oh,
So he's a blood mage.
Aye.
Great.
are you surprised? The roses.
No. Doesn't surprise me. He's probably the one that put those vile beasts down in the Underdark.
Aye. It is what it was. We incapacitated him in the Underdark. Although,
Any idea what happened after that?
no. No. Fox and Fox and Olga just walked out. Wanted no one else.
Are
Well,
there other black roses still in the prison?
aye. There are some up in the higher floors.
So
Well-
this was a planned attack specific for him.
Specifically
They
for
ought to
him.
be
Or
pretty...
it could have been before she could have gotten anyone else out. The Wraiths managed to find her. The Wraiths are good guards.
Particularly easy to kill. I almost had my chance a couple of months ago.
Well, it's not your
She
typical...
got away.
Well, sorry to say, lass, but unfortunately, I believe you should have killed her when you had the chance. All of this could have been prevented. And now, I'm here stuck with mountains of paperwork and even possible charges against me. Alright, Takeem, you and I both know that there was nothing you could have done against Nautsu. I'm sure my mother would have seen the same exact thing. However, hopefully with Fafnir's new sentinels, he should have probably upped your security a bit. Aye. Prisoners have been a lot calmer ever since sentinels came here.
The metal men make them calmer.
Well, not very often you can see giant metal man and practically no weaknesses.
Fair enough.
You ever
Speaking
been
of
hit by a
men,
truck?
speaking of men with no weaknesses, the Black Roses that are here in this prison. Any particular chance that I might be able to interrogate one?
He hands you a ledger book. Take your pick.
Are we beating someone up, Alicia?
Oh, why is Morrigan not there for
Tim.
this?
Leave this one to me. I look through this ledger book. Looks pretty well up there.
There's a couple of people in there. You see anything that ranges from, serial killers to dark mages and all the way down to the common thief.
May I recommend the mage? Most likely to know.
Yeah. One of these mages.
Ah, alright then. If you follow me right this way, and he reaches up onto a shelf and he pulls down 2 gauntlets and he puts them on.
Before go,
Aye.
I gave you guidance.
Thank you.
Josh, do these gauntlets have names? Because I'm really hoping they do.
for what you can see right now, William, they are just a pair of iron gauntlets.
Oh, that was more for Matt's satisfaction.
Oh, for your satisfaction. No, these are just enchanted gauntlets.
May I recommend Judge and Jury?
So, Dakeem guides you through the prison and up to an elevator. Well, a circular platform that he eventually does show that is an elevator powered by magic. Brings you guys up to much of the much higher up into the high security prison. Outside, it is much more quiet. It is very dark, and it is much more quiet up here. Like, uncomfortably quiet. He takes you down a hallway and up to a cell where he just simply like punches the railing. And inside, you guys can see a man sitting down, just like on the side of a bed, arms, like hands bound, like tight together, and like shackles on his legs as well.
Well, Alicia, you probably
So,
have questions.
Dakeem walks up to it and he just pounds on the railing and he says, "Envoy, there's people here who want to see you." And you can see this guy as he turns his head. You can see that there's a bandage that like wraps around his right eye and all throughout the right side of his face. He has like very light brownish hair. He just looks over to you and he says, "Dong." He just looks over at the party and he goes,
One of the Sentinels was rebooting.
"I do not recognize any of these people.
Well, I don't think so.
If they have questions for you, you will cooperate."
Puts the lotion on or gets the hose again.
He stands up from his bed and he walks over. You can see that his hands are bound by a metal binding, and it's chained to like an iron brace around his waist.
So he's in shackles.
Yeah, but it is tight against him. Like he can't lift his arms at all.
No one ever said shackles were comfortable.
And he just walks up to the bars and he gives everybody a devious smile. And he goes, "Very well then. What do I owe you?"
Tell me a bit about yourself. You were a mage for the Black Roses, correct?
Once upon a time, in my youth, I was a mage. Yes, a dark mage who worked for the Black Roses.
Did you happen to get particularly close to any of their high-ups?
I'm assuming you're searching for information on them.
Yes, quite.
Ah, not quite sure how I can help you. I haven't seen them in forever.
How long you been in here?
37 years.
We may have overlooked.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much you might be able to assist, but well, I'll just spout out a couple of names. Do any of these ring a bell to you? The first one is Adrathune.
Hmm. Oh, I know Adrathun. Crazy bastard.
He's a bitch.
Hey,
Oh.
sorry, I have to interrupt for just a few seconds. I will be leaving a little earlier than I thought, meaning in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Shit got rushed a little bit, but that's okay. I'll be watching the VOD soon, but yeah, I'll see you guys some other time. Bye.
All right. Later.
Yep. Later, man.
Yeah, Adrathun. Crazy bastard. Good to hear he's still alive. Great
He's
fight.
quite dead.
Oh. Well, isn't that a shame?
Expectations subverted.
Now, Tsu?
Oh, that crazy bitch. I've heard that name circling around here. New member. Doesn't seem all that loyal, to be honest.
Turns out she rescued someone from your order higher up.
And trained well
you
she
do?
was. She grabbed the best summoner we had.
Tell me, how much of their blood magic do you know of?
I studied it all my life. However, things change and evolve over time.
37 years would definitely change a lot of things, that's for sure. Back then, when you ran with the roses, do you have any
Oh,
idea
man,
of what it
great
is that they wanted? What do they want in this world more than anything?
What they want more than anything in this world is for things to go back to how they were.
As in, before the New World?
A world with no gods.
Mm,
Where mortals were allowed to do whatever they wished. Ultimate freedom. It was much better, with no restraints. Now we're like caged animals.
so they want a world without gods. Interesting. Think they would try and rid the world of gods by force if they could?
If they had to. it specifically since they took Augur. They're preparing for something.
I believe you're right.
So if you're planning on stopping them, you're wasting your time here.
Yes, I do believe so. Well, you have been quite useful. Thank you. Let's go. We have other places to be.
As you guys are walking away, you hear one more thing he speaks from. You better not underestimate Father. He is much more than you think.
I'll take that one to heart. Thank you.
So Dakeem takes you guys back to the elevator, starts sending you guys down. He just looks at you quizzically, and he goes, "So what exactly did you get out of that?"
Black roses are going to try and cause a new collapse.
I feel like we already knew that, Alicia.
Now I have confirmation.
Alright.
They would do whatever they had to get rid of the gods in this world. And I know exactly when they're going to try and do it.
Okay. Now you push.
Wait, how did you figure out a date just by that?
Yeah, I'm with Opal. I need elaboration here.
Best time to try and rid the world of the gods is when all of the gods are here. If they're going to try and cause a collapse by killing the gods, best way to do it is after we finish our ritual.
I mean, right.
But that wouldn't be possible. That wouldn't be
Well,
possible to get rid of them all at once. They're all spread around.
Unless we have a council or something.
Who do you think's all going to be there? This is a very high-profile event. I'm sure everyone is going to want to make sure that it goes off without a hitch. Certainly. Certainly. Most, if not all, of the lesser gods are going to be there.
Although, we could do it in secret. After all, you only need the top mages in order to do this.
We could just go to Varroque, have a nice little tea party, and do it then and there. No one needs to know.
And I could easily transport the catalyst for all of it.
Fortunately, part of all of this is going to be the Sentinel Guardians.
Now now you have Krachinos' full attention. What do you think the Guardians have to do with this?
We still. That's. Yep, you make a point.
If they aren't working for the Black Roses, they're being tricked into doing it. They're going to say when this ritual is going to be held, where this ritual is going to be held, to someone somewhere. They're so arrogant and prideful of this. I'm sure it's going to be the talk of their town.
It makes a point.
Word gets around fast in this world. The Roses will hear it.
But by that same logic, Alicia, we can propose a sting operation.
And what? Take the catalysts from them?
No, not for the Sentinel Guardians, for the Roses. You feed the Sentinel Guardians false information about when it's gonna take place to make it look like it's gonna happen. Roses attack, but in all reality, there's no danger of anything getting interrupted because it's not actually happening.
That's a very good idea.
It's called a sting. You learn some things living in the city of crime.
True. I did not get that experience. I lived amongst nobility all my life.
But there's still the issue of the Guardians having some of the items that are needed.
Oh, that's the thing. They can bring their items. I don't think they're gonna willingly give them over to the Black Roses. They may be dicks, but I don't think they want the Black Roses to succeed. But
No, surely they don't. They're too prideful of that.
But if we don't bring ours, then it can't be completed.
Precisely. Or we could just not show up at all. Let the Sentinel Guardians handle the Black Rose attack, and, well, I mean, they've killed a bunch of them before. I'm sure they could kill a bunch more. And if they die in the process, they die in the process.
But if we don't show up, something might be fishy. No?
There's ways around that.
As much as I don't like this idea, there has to be something done about it. We are still planning on going through with the ritual, correct?
William kind of like rubs his neck, like not wanting to talk about that.
At this point, Krachinos, I'm not sure if we have much choice. If we don't, we'll anger the lesser gods, most of the oracles, both kingdoms, your mother.
How would that anger them?
They want the gods back, don't they? Don't you?
Yes.
If we don't complete the ritual, gods can't come back.
Right, and hence the reason why I'm asking you if we're still going through with this.
Guess we have to, don't we?
It would
Well,
it would benefit Avalon.
Avalon would have some normalcy. Hopefully normalcy.
Yeah, you're right. I can't help but think what the master necromancer, I can't remember her name, told us.
For what Ishtala said?
Yeah, about like the gods taking over their oracles and that jazz.
Oh, that woman.
My only fear is that some of them are going to, not the gods, but the oracles, are going to abuse that power. They're going to long for it more and more each time it happens. They'll get greedy over the powers that they obtain. Will do nothing to stop it obtaining it once more.
Well, that's the thing, Miss Wingright. They are trained to resist that. Wielding the power of a god is an experience, I could say. Granted, it is tempting of wanting to gain control of it at all costs, but in the eyes of good people, they would see it as a bar to reach. And I can understand your fears with, say, for lesser good people, would definitely want to seek out that power, but they will soon realize that that power is almost unattainable at this point. We've taken quite long strides in order to make sure that that never happens again.
I just don't want to witness something like Altaria and Cycrix coming back.
And that was controlled by magic that we had no control over. But now we do. We've taken precautions against it. I understand that you are all worried. But I can say the ritual that will bring the gods back to this world once more will benefit all of us.
Well, I suppose we'll go on with it then. But we need to deal with the roses first. We can't have them interrupting our ritual at a crucial moment.
And not to mention, we still need to find the last item.
You're right, we do.
Which one are we looking for again?
You guys
Over here.
are supposedly going after the Veil of Darkness
That's right.
and the Silk of the Beast.
And we don't know what the ninth item is.
All right, so, Dakeem takes you guys back to his office. Him and Crouch and Nose chat up a couple of things, talk, political shit. And then you guys will then exit the prison.
Two on our list. Markle Research Facility.
Ah, good. I needed to go there at some point in time.
I need to see it. I also have a couple of things I need to do there business-wise as well.
Squish glad to be out of prison.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like it in there either.
I don't think any of us did.
Speak for yourself.
You enjoy prisons?
There's a sickening catharsis of the screams of the damned.
I worry about you sometimes.
Oh, I worry about her all the time.
She's scary.
Yeah, you get used to it, Squish.
I like scary. Okay, let's go.
Alright, so Crashnos hands out the barf bags again.
Barf bag.
Once again, gate to your second destination.
The great white.
Alright, so you guys exit the gate, and you are faced with a rather large building. It's pretty basic in terms of architecture. Nothing too special about it.
So, Krachinos, you may be able to answer this. What do they actually reach here?
Well, that depends on exactly who you speak with.
I see. Gotcha.
Since I'm not part of this right now, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Go for it. It all depends on really who you speak with. There are several different things that are being researched here. You know, magical advancements, scientific advancements. However, there is one scientist in particular that I want to speak to.
And who's that?
No, you'll see. You'll know her when you see her. He guides you guys up to the front gates, and there's like a security guard sitting there, and he just like looks up from his paper. He's like, "Oh, sweet merciful gods, Mr. Dashra."
Well, you're quite popular around these areas.
I kind of just give a side eye to PC at that. Like, are you seriously?
You're here to see Primrose, aren't you? Indeed I am. Could you please let her know that I'm here? Absolutely. She's down in her lab. And he just, like, pushes a button and the gates open up. Thank you, Monty. Have a good day. And he guides you guys into the Marco Resource Facility. In here, you guys would probably say that this is the most modern interior building that you have seen. It's like pristine white and like doors and rooms all over the place. You guys could hear like electricity running through lines on the ceiling. You could hear like different types of like welds and a couple of shouts every now and then. And then you guys get into like the main area, which is probably you guys could assume the mess hall. Bunch of people are sitting down, like lab coats, goggles, all over the place. You know, Crash Nose walks right through it. And you guys can see a bunch of people are looking at you guys just like, what the hell is Crash Nose doing here? And down yet another elevator. Crashos uses his magic to power it, and down into a large open room where you guys can see a very tall and a very tall metallic machine with a like a glass case in the center of it, with tubes that are poking like in and out of it, vents that are going in and out of it, different colors of lights and stuff. You know, on the walls you could also see tubes that are like swirling with different colored lights and different effects and such. And standing at the controls, surrounded by like 5 or 6 other people, stands a woman. And Crashnos just walks up to the rest of the scientists and goes, Primrose Francis Brewer. How nice to see you again. You can see the scientists all turn around, and finally you see Primrose. She just lifts up her glasses and goes, oh great, you're here. What do you want, Crashnos? I have business here, of course, Miss Brewer. And of course, I brought some guests as well who wanted to see your magnificent facility and all the things that you are researching.
Leans over to Alicia.
Sia is literally just gawking around.
William's just looking at things dumbfounded.
Well, let me see.
Hi, I'm Squish.
Let me see here. Tiny Kobold, Oracle of Light. A Yunling, Oracle of Life. A monk, a wizard with a crow, and a wingwright. You must be the Wanderers.
Yes, that is us.
Normu, you're so identifiable with the bird of yours.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Primrose Francis Brewer. I'm the head scientist here at the Marcool Research Facility.
Charmed.
Surprised you knew my last name just by looking at me. Not very well known.
Well, sweetheart, it's very easy to see good talent when I know it. So tell me, what are you all doing here?
That's a great question. Alicia, what are we doing?
You're the head of the research facility, are you not?
I'm the head of this section. More specifically, the head of magical research.
Alrighty. Because I do have something for the head of the research facility. One in particular head of the research facility?
Who's it from, precisely?
Onaji.
That would be me.
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Thank you very much. I shall
It's
look at
yours.
that. I shall look at that another time. She just like flicks her wrist with the letter in it, and the letter just vanishes.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, not long ago, the Black Roses managed to sneak in or break in here.
Yes. Come to my office. We'll talk there.
Very well.
She guides you guys out of the main lab and into one of her offices, and you can see like a bunch of like clockwork items just like swirling around. Think of like precursor items from Jack and Daxter.
Ooh.
Okay.
And, you know, she pulls out a wand and she waves it at the ground, and it conjures up chairs. She sits at her desk and says, so, the Black Rose attack. I'm assuming you're here asking questions regarding it.
Yes, particularly, I'd like to know how they got in. Was it brute force? Was it magic?
Disguise, really.
Oh, they're getting craftier.
Yes,
Were they not crafty to begin with?
They apprehended a few of my scientists and snuck their way in. Didn't manage to get out with anything, but nevertheless, it was a major security breach. We have took many precautions against it now.
So did they get anything though, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge. I spoke with the other heads, and they said that nothing of importance was taken.
And the researchers who were compromised have never had before they were, well, assaulted, I assume.
Oh, they were murdered.
Correct. Oh, okay. Never mind then. You know, why did I think they left them alive? I was being very altruistic.
You are
there.
That's very optimistic of you to think that
Yeah,
they would leave this
I don't know
place
why
alive.
I thought they left them alive there I kind of forgot who we were talking about, to be honest.
The only one of them that I know of that has even bothered to try and not just kill everything that came in its way is Natsu.
Oh yeah, we can't kill her now, can we?
Unfortunately, no.
I mean, we could, but we have like a dying mother. It's a weird, complicated. We'll tell you about it later, Crash knows.
Obligations not to.
Well, I'm not entirely sure who these people are you speak of, but I could give you a slight description of the man who infiltrated my facility.
That'll be charming.
Yes, please. I would love to hear it.
Well, crazed man, wicked smile, wielded a scythe.
Adrathoon.
Seems you're familiar then.
Yes, quite. Had a very close encounter with him at the well of questions. Fountain of questions? Question mark?
The fountain of questions.
I always screw that up. At the Fountain of Questions, a year and some months ago?
Has it really been that long since you all began?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, had an unfortunate run-in with him. We were unfortunately not really able to do much of anything to him except parade him around the area of the fountain until he dipped his hand covered in black blood in it and corrupted it.
Yes, I am quite familiar with how that all went down. I did have a few people sent there to research what was happening to it. But yes, him and a few of his associates apprehended a few of my scientists, stuck their way in, and tried to get away with some controversial items that we have in our facility.
Is it possible that we could be told what these items are?
I highly doubt it.
Never hurts to ask.
Unfortunately, you need special clearance in order to know of some of these things that we're doing down
And
here.
may I rephrase my question saying, are these items in any way, shape,
Oh, wait,
form-
I'm sorry. I fucked up. Wow. I fucked up on my own lore. Jesus Christ.
Did they steal
I was
something?
going to say, isn't Adrathoon dead at this point?
No, Adrathoon is still alive. But Adrathoon, it wasn't at the Mark Hull research facility. It wasn't a crazed man.
Retcon.
No, she describes father.
Other than
Yeah. Balding man, black robes, pale skin. The most
red arm full of tendrils, swirling black mist.
the
Big
most
man himself.
the most horrific mutations I have ever seen.
Father.
All
Father,
for
then.
one.
Fucking
Fuck you,
course.
Matt.
We were all thinking it.
To have father going around and actually being active. That's not good.
This was during the mass attack on the rest of the world.
So,
It's a miracle he managed to get out without anything.
to their knowledge. So, if I may rephrase my question, the items in which Father was targeted, would you classify them as cataclysmic or odd, mundane items?
If your definition of cataclysmic is world-ending, then no.
I believe that is the. Wait, then no?
Then no, he wasn't after cataclysmic items. In fact, we don't really have any of those items here.
I'm really intrigued what they were after because it really shed lights on their intentions.
They just caused a lot of damage, is all. A
So
couple.
the-
Any of it
A couple
by
of-
chance pertaining to necrolite?
I'm assuming you heard that term from someone important. You didn't tell them, did you? Did you, Crash your nose? Hey, my hands
Him.
are clean here. Wasn't me.
What on
It
earth?
wasn't him that spoke anything of it, but was asked to keep my sources secret. Sorry.
William's confused. Visible confused.
Believe me, Prim, if I spilled another one of your secrets, I'm afraid of what you would do to me. No. This man you so call the father wasn't after the Necrolites.
What are necrolite?
Squish, I believe that's better left said unsaid. Better left said better left not said, due to the fact that we are in a facility full of very dangerous people, and at least 3 of us would be very quickly murdered.
Well, since you know of the Necrolites, I could show you.
All right, never mind. Please go on.
I would actually love to see it.
Can I just quickly get it? What I'm with Squish. What on the? Are you like his flesh?
All right then.
Handle.
She picks up one of the precursor-esque items, and it twirls around in her hand a little bit until she hovers her hand over one of the spheres on it. Prepare yourselves. And she taps it, and then suddenly you guys feel a slight jerk, and then you guys are in a brand new lab, a brand new area in a section of the lab.
Excuse me.
It looks very familiar to the lab that you guys were in previously. However, there's a lot of different pedestals and of glass cases.
What are we in a museum?
And one of them in particular is much bigger in the center of the room. That's surrounded, I would say, by like maybe 12 to 15 scientists. And Primrose
Folks really do like staring at one particular object for a very long amount of time, don't you?
observation is one of the better ways of getting information. She walks up to the glass case, and inside, you guys can see being held by metal prongs inside is something that's similar that looks like a delicite shard. However, unlike it's the typical bright blue that you would see from a normal shard, you guys can see that it is almost like a black and purple.
That's creepy.
And you guys are able to see like the difference in between a regular delicite shard and a necrolite. Delicite shards, the blue hue that makes up the delicite shard is raw magic, and you are able to actually see it like swirling around within the crystals. Except here, you guys just see like the black and purple. I would probably say mist-like substance in the center of it, and it's moving at a very much slower pace.
I'm assuming, given its name, it has more of a tie to necromancy.
Well, you could say that. For what we understand of these things, is that necrolites are basically dead shards. Delicate shards that have their magic drained from them.
Excuse
Are
me.
these naturally occurring, or are they lab fabricated?
Lab fabricated. You
what's the-
cannot naturally find one of these. You must physically drain a delicate shard of its magic by itself.
What's the purpose of it then? Isn't a delicate shard whole stick? It's full of magic, making possible.
Correct. But tell me, how exactly do you use a delicate shard?
You either I've seen it used many ways. Stabbed in one's thigh,
Your-
crunched within one's teeth, broken in half, blown up, shot, smashed.
Exactly.
If you're someone
It gets
like me,
broken.
you eat it.
Exactly. It is always in resulting of the destruction of the shard that discharges a massive amount of magic, to which then the user can manifest and create a spell. As long as they are able to have the knowledge of said spell.
And withstand the side effects.
Correct. Now, what if I were to tell you that there was a way that you could discharge the magic without destroying the shard, and making Delicite shards reusable?
I would call you a very smart person.
There's a reason she's the head of the magic research of the research facility.
I feel
How
like
would-
I wouldn't call you a fool.
How would refill with magic?
Well, let me show you then. And she guides you guys over to a testing chamber on the other side of a glass screen, obviously. And as you guys enter, she like pushes Krachenos back and be like, "Would you be a dear and demonstrate this for us?" Fine. Krachenos enters the other side, and Primrose comes in with you all. And over what appears to be like a megaphone, and she speaks into it and says, "Krachenos, you know of these items. Demonstrate on how to use them."
Whoa, that make voice go big.
And you guys can see, on a pedestal, like held up on its side, is a smaller necrolite, about the size of a tier 2. And as Krachenos is demonstrating this, Primrose is explaining. The use of the necrolites is simply just to inject it with your own magical power, and then discharge it in its own way. Henceforth, as you can see here, the Delicite shard is hooked up to a few tubes and technological devices that we have it, and it will be shot out on the other end. And then you see Krachenos just like tap the one end of the necrolite, and you can see it fill up with a blue hue that replaces the purple. And then when Krachenos takes his hand away, he flicks a lever, and then you could see, I don't know, what's a projectile level 2 spell?
Horn whip, I don't know.
Flaming sphere.
Yeah.
Or blinding ray. That'd be a good one. Doesn't really leave fire.
Acid arrow is one of them as well.
Okay, here we go. And after he flicks the lever, you guys can see a cone of fire spit out at the other end, as if it was using the spell Fire Breath.
That's interesting.
And you can see the blue hue discharge on the other side and get replaced with the purple that was once there. And the necrolite is still fully intact.
So is it the equipment that trains it?
We have managed to come up with the technology in order for the necrolites to be discharged via machines. I would say the first prototypes that we had with these, they were simply, you could say it's sort of like a grenade.
A what?
A bomb.
A bomb.
You know, the
you
things
could
I
say.
throw at people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except a grenade has much more shrapnel inside.
That seems mean.
Right up my alley.
No,
I need to invest in that.
No, why did you tell her about this?
Well, we managed to come up with this design, and where we can discharge the magic that was stored inside of it via a machine or a projectile of some sort.
So, here's a thought.
Have you thought of
Have you-
miniaturizing this technology?
We have thought about it.
Have you only used arcana abilities on it?
Oh,
Because there,
some divine spells work on them as well. And she just leans over the megaphone again and says, Krachinos, could you demonstrate a divine spell, please?
well, that wasn't really where I was thinking. And like William kind of makes like uses like key and makes like a key circle in the air. Well, key is not technically magic. The body itself is innately magical.
Huh.
What's really just the idea and theory of it will if it will work too.
Well, I'm not entirely sure if abilities such as Ki would be able to be channeled through them. We haven't quite gotten that far yet.
It was just a thought.
It is a good idea, though, to see if we can figure something out like that. But as at the current moment, the necrolytes are only able to absorb what they used to be able to hold, whether it be divine or arcane magic.
That makes sense. Can't really store one's natural abilities in life.
Correct. Even though the necrolytes originate from natural resources of Avalon, there's still much to do with them.
If you could, if it were able to be refined down, you might be able to get it to the point where you could expel just raw energy. There's a whole host of things that you could do with just raw energy.
I feel like this is the wrong place to bring you, Alicia.
Yes, however, Miss Wainwright, discharging raw energy is highly dangerous.
Squish, have a question.
What is your question?
Does it still hurt when used this type?
Oh, you're speaking of the radiation. No,
No?
the radiation is completely drained of the necrolytes. After the process of draining the initial magic out of a delicate shard, the radiation is also withheld.
What do with radiation?
Well, we store it away in a very safe location.
Is that location here?
Here, underneath the facility. Are you mad?
Have you read Alicia?
No. There is a small island south of here where we have a separate facility that holds most of the radiation that we've taken from these shards. However, it's not much.
Okay. I'm still trying to piece together why the some things that the Black Roses may have wanted here. Don't mind me.
To be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure why they came here. They came here, made a mess of my lab, and left.
This could have just been a diversion. It could have all just been for the sorcerers, for all we know. And the rest of the attacks were to spread out efforts.
That would be a good strategy, though.
Small miniature task forces. Keep the main unit on something. Bring most of your forces. Attack with the research facility. That doesn't generally have much defense, is out of the way, and has much more importance when you think about it than a prison in the current situation.
Squish speaks up. Wasn't Ostrom also hit?
I don't know anything about Ostrom, so talk.
Yes, Ostrom was hit as well. I don't know why we haven't been there.
Ostrom, Algaroth, the prison, and here were the 4 places that were hit.
See, I'm thinking that these areas were just hit so that Nazgûl can get to the prison and get the summer. Because when you think about it, the research facility holds the greatest potential of something getting taken, coming a bigger threat. The Battle of Algaroth, which is what I believe is now being called, which was just that, a battle. a skirmish, not a small little a scuffle in a larger war. I know nothing about what happens at Ostrom, what goes on at Ostrom, but everything we've learned so far seems the point that everything was either just a blow at Mikami's pride or a diversion to get into the prison by bringing out the bigger heads at these other locations.
Oh, those cheeky
about right.
bastards.
Sounds about right. But back to what I was thinking about here. You could make artillery out of these things. Reusable artillery.
Are you suggesting firearms and mixed with a necrolite?
It would take some time, and it would have to be refined to the point where you can not just have to cast a spell out of it, but yes, energy weapons, energy firearms.
Lisa, you're gonna hate me. Actually, I feel like crashing is getting more of what I just thought about. Isn't there like an ability to store a spell with something?
Well, yes, there are spell storages, but
Could you theoretically store a spell, say explosion, within a delicate shard, and then when it breaks, it automatically casts?
Huh.
So then you could put that on the end of a bullet and fire it out of a gun. But I was thinking...
I just told you you're gonna hate the thought I just had.
But I was thinking more or less using the energy from the necrolite as like a battery.
Well, that's the thing, Miss Wing, right? The necrolites by themselves don't have energy. They are merely a husk.
Well, yes, but you can store them and reuse them. You could store energy in them and you could reuse them, whereas most Delicite shards are just destroyed upon use.
Necrolites from magical storage. Now that's an idea, using magic as energy. We haven't tested holding magic within these things for quite some time. Or for long periods of time. You might actually be onto something, Miss Wing, right?
Congratulations, Dave. You made magical spell storage scrolls out of gems.
However, the idea that I mentioned before, magical firearms, shrinking a machine such as this down to the size of, say, a rifle. Huh. Tell me, how are you all busy at the moment?
Moderately, but we have some time.
Fafnir should be here for this conversation.
Tell me, would it be okay if you all could spend a few days here, so that way we could pick each other's brains a little bit?
You mean you want to pick Lucio's brain? Because I don't think me, the Oracles, and Birdman have anything very constructive on this.
You may or may not be right. Tell me, your name again?
William.
William. You're a monk, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Of what monastery do you hail from?
Fuck you, Josh.
Write this down.
I know it. Takayaka. It's like Takayaki, not Takayaki Yui. Takayaka Mamoru Monastery.
The Mountain Monastery. Well.
Yeah.
Well, I may have something for you as well.
Oh, this is concerning. Oh, my apologies. I guess I should have fully William.
Ah, a Glickman.
Yeah, that usually happens.
Tell me, how's your father?
He's quite well. Just saw him a week and a half ago at this point. I'm not really sure where we are in the timeline.
Well, good to hear he's doing. Charming man he is.
Yeah. Just recently met him.
Hi, I'm Squish.
Yeah, that's Squish. He's pretty cool.
Several questions, but okay. Oh, I know exactly who you are, little one.
I mean, Josh, how like between like upper echelons, how well known like his missing son or dead son was?
It wasn't very well known.
Oh, okay. I'll explain that. In,
Like he had, everybody knew he had a son at one point. It's just,
What point?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, I get you. I wasn't sure how that like worked globally.
Well, in fact, Mr. Glickman, I do believe I could have something for you as well.
Oh, this should be entertaining.
She takes her little precursor thing again, taps it again. A jerk later, you guys find yourself in another area of the lab, to where you guys could see. You guys are actually now in a cavern.
Ooh.
And around you guys could see ores all over the place.
Fine.
This remind me of home.
You're from a cave?
Well, birthplace.
Oh, okay.
You see, Mr. Glickman, we have actually been doing a lot of studying in regards to natural resources in terms of, say, mithril or iron or such as that. However, my facility has come up with a much more interesting theory.
Please elaborate.
Come right this way. She leads you guys deeper into the cavern. You guys could come across quite a few other people, and you can see that they're like hammering away at a bunch of ores and rocks. You guys could also see them like picking apart like bits of iron and gold and like shaving it into powder to look at it.
Well, William's gonna lean over to Alicia. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm loving this.
Interesting.
So now, she turns around as she's walking and she says, "To my understanding, you used to travel with the newest Oracle of Metal, correct?"
Yes.
Yeah, one point at a time.
Well, perhaps this little bit of information will probably be good for him, and I would not mind sharing it with him. But, Mr. Glickman, you being a man of the mountain, you are more attuned with the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, Mr. Glickman, you don't carry weapons or any sort that I have seen on you. You don't wear armor.
Nope. My body's my armor. My fists are my weapons.
Have you ever thought of getting, I don't know, perhaps say a pair of gauntlets or something?
Many a times, because sometimes things hurt, like fire. It's really hard to punch fire.
Very understandable.
That and the other monk in the group actually constantly tells him to.
I mean, in my defense, my fists do cold damage, so fire's not really that big of a problem.
Well,
But
very understandable. But have you ever put it into thought as to actually what material you are going to be making your gauntlets out of?
Nope. I assumed I would just get a pair of gloves and go to town with it.
Well, you see, Mr. Glickman, there are several different things that you can make gauntlets out of that won't shatter upon each punch of yours. She picks up an iron bar and she says, "Simple iron. Simple, effective, pretty basic. But, however, against the rest of the metals here in Avalon, not really all that strong." She picks up like a shard of mithril. Mithril, however, first discovered in the Elven lands, much stronger, fancier, more of a show-off kind of metal if you put decorations into it. She picks up a golden bar, especially when you mix it with gold. However, there is one material that a lot of adventurers search after because it's the best material that you can get a hold of. And she, like, with both of her hands and, like, all of her strength, she picks up a black cube.
You guys have seen this type of metal before.
I'm gonna use my prey skill.
What that?
It would be a nature check.
I can live with that. Ha! Oh, that worked.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna roll for that. I'm a kobold.
William just knows rocks. Oh, god damn you! God damn you, awful!
Damn.
I mean, then again, my modifier's 2.
Oh, poor Cody.
Yeah.
Squish!
It's a rock.
And yes, you guys have seen this. This is a solid cube of adamantine.
You have a solid cube of adamantium.
Well, yes. This is the strongest and most powerful material that you could possibly make weapons or armor out of. It is the strongest in terms of durability, and when sharpened, could deal the most damage. And she just like drops it back onto the table with a loud thud.
It's also
Real
one
quick,
of the
Josh.
happiest outside of lead.
I'm gonna
If
say
any
Well-
of you can tell me where you've seen this before, I will be happy.
I'm gonna assume something with Fafnir's weapons. Yusuf.
No, it's not Fafnir.
Isn't
Yes,
it on?
Fafnir.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, it was, well, yeah, Fafnir too, but I was more thinking of the other thing that's made of adamantine.
The sentries? The sentinels?
No.
No.
Oh.
Brady,
What
care
was
to elaborate?
Alrath's left leg.
I never known Alraf had a prosthetic leg.
It's,
I forgot about that.
yeah, it's very well known. His hammer is also made out of adamantine.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have his hammer anymore.
Well, he used to be. Oh, that's right.
What?
No, they haven't seen the hammer. Never mind. Well, yeah,
They're
Alrath has a,
blocking the sight.
yeah,
William's
adamantine.
knowledge of the world is very small.
But yes, Alrath has an adamantine prosthetic left leg.
I did not know that.
And Fafnir has adamantine full plate armor.
Yeah, that I'm like, I knew you had like some wonky metal armor.
So, all of these are natural materials, correct, Mr. Glickman?
Yep, they come from the earth.
Well, what if we found a way to make something stronger?
You mean like an alloy?
Correct.
That would be pretty hard to do, considering if you combined an alloy of. Well, when you combined alloys, it depends on what you use, but a lot of the time they become weaker. Save a few examples, like bronze.
Steel.
Correct.
Steel.
Make steel? Yeah. Make steel.
Well, correct. We have done several tests through mixing different metals together to try and create alloys. Some of them didn't even mix at all.
They're repellents.
Correct. Some of them were just even straight up rejecting one another. However, we did manage to come up with something.
Oh.
And she leads you guys into a side room. I'm trying to find the name of this fucking metal.
Science people have piqued William's interest. Now intrigued.
Speaking of strange metals, William, have you ever seen abyssal iron before?
I don't think I've ever this, so unless you call it slavery hell.
No, it's not a product of hell. Some druidic circles say it is iron that was formed from the blood of the gods themselves. It is as black as adamantine, not quite as strong, and it functions a lot like cold iron.
Well, my fist can already do basically cold iron. But other than that week I spent with those druids in Baroque, I can't remember much of that to begin with. But that was a great time, and we need to go back to Baroque so I can go say hi to those druids.
Mm-hmm.
Get there, actually.
She leads you guys into a side room where you guys can see a couple of people with like different types of weapons and stuff, like hacking away at a slate of metal. That when you guys hear like the swords and the hammers like hitting this bit of metal, it's almost muffled. Like you can hear the initial king, but you don't hear the ring.
Did you make a metal that muffles sound?
Well, it's just its density.
Correct. Correct. The density of this alloy that we managed to come up with, I would argue, is stronger than adamantine. However, several tests still need to go through with it. But she just like waves off a bunch of the people, all the people that are hitting this thing. Did you guys walk up to this slate? Once again, a pitch black metal, like even darker than you can imagine with adamantine. And
So you know who would love this?
Fafnir.
Morgan.
Also me.
Morgan.
She does like dark stuff.
She does extremely like dark stuff.
now, take a look at this slate, and tell me what you see. What's wrong with it?
All right, I'm gonna look at it.
You guys look at it. The slate looks almost exactly like it would as if it were to come right off the forge.
There's no wear on it.
Precisely. Very little wear on this slate of metal, but yet we have been hitting this thing with swords, hammers, and magic alike of all different types of metals and brands for over a year now.
Have you tried using magic against it? That sounds stupid, but
Stand back this way.
I'm gonna follow.
The rest of you guys follow, and she just glances over at Kratchnos. And he looks at her like, "What tier? Don't destroy my lab." Alright then. He just like rolls up his sleeves and he gives his knuckles a crack. And he stands in front of this slate, just eyes it for a second. Alright, let's see what this thing can actually do. It's been a while since you guys had anything real hit this thing.
I feel like that was minor.
He throwing shade.
You better cast some light on that.
So he stands back. Alchemy claps together, and then the runic ribbons start flowing around him again. Oh, he's pulling out the big guns this time.
What is he about to do?
Picks out a couple of runes, and then the ribbons flow around his arm, and you can see lightning generating very, very strong bursts of lightning from the first ribbon from his upper arm to the second ribbon on his elbow to a third ribbon on his wrist, and then generate to the tip of his finger.
I'm gonna put Normu in front of Opal and Squish.
And you can see like the strongest bolt of lightning you have ever seen in your lives shoot out of his hand and then pierce this thing and hit this thing with the loud crack and a blinding flash. Once you guys regain your vision, you guys can see that the slate is completely untouched.
Oh, hot damn. You basically made something extra.
Well, I must say, Primrose, I'm rather impressed. That was an 8th tier lightning bolt that thing just withstood.
Interesting, but I wonder how it stands up to the test of time. You say it's been here for a year, but what about more?
Well, unfortunately, we can't test that because time magic and manipulation is forbidden here on Avalon. However,
Yeah,
we will have it set up we have another slate set up outside that has been going up against the weather, and it looks exactly like this one.
I really wish Fafnir was there right now.
If
I'd take a second level spell to it.
how do you shape metal?
Well, when you first create the alloy, it's made by mixing together the two parent metals. Once they're mixed together, you simply just pour it into a cask, and it'll cool and form into the shape of the cask. Speaking of, she walks over to a table and pulls out a quill and writes a couple of things down on a scroll. And then she seals it in. She seals it up, and she picks up what appears to be a container of some kind. She just very carefully puts it on the table that's next to you guys. And you can see she is struggling to carry this thing. And this is smaller than the cube of adamantine.
it's definitely more dense.
Sorry about that. Even a simple shot of this stuff is very heavy.
I'm gonna
William,
try
let's go.
and pick it up.
Yeah, I want to try and pick it up.
What are your strengths?
19.
William, you are barely able to even lift this thing a centimeter off the table.
Let me put it to you this way, Josh. My lift off ground is 1,050 pounds.
Yeah, you can lift it up a little bit. It's a slight struggle, but not that much.
Ooh,
God damn you and that ant strength.
this is a hefty load.
Yeah, because my lift off ground is 700.
Squish speaks up. So, can't make bladed weapons with material?
You
Yeah.
No way to sharpen.
Well,
You couldn't really make anything out of this stuff. It's too dense.
the only way that you can create a different, actually shape this stuff is to make tools out of it as well. Hence the reason why I want to send this sample and the recipe for this sample to Father Endur for your friend Fafnir to take a look at.
Fortunately, that's the next stop on our list.
A world tour.
Well, wonderful. If you wouldn't mind taking this to Fafnir, then that would be most appreciated.
Alicia, please put it in the bag.
Second world tour.
Picks up box, puts in bag of holding.
So, in truth, though, there's really no practicality of this material. It's too heavy.
Dave.
Does she warn me against doing that before I put it in?
What?
Putting it in the bag of holding.
No.
Okay.
No, actually, she encourages it.
Oh, beautiful.
Science.
Dave, Primrose explains to you that this material is called Oterium. Spelled just like that. Oterium. So if you can add a shard and recipe of Oterium for Fafnir. To your inventory, please.
So, Miss Primrose, this is all fascinating. What's it gonna do? Because I feel like that's where this initially started, and I may be Josh. So,
What?
If this is just a shard and it weighs this much,
it's not
any
practical.
any practically sized weapon is going to be
Impossible to use.
monstrous to lift.
Well,
But perhaps if you made given its durability, you might be able to make the blade extremely thin.
well, we were hoping that
hollow.
Fafnir would be able to learn the recipe of this material fairly quickly and perhaps make some defenses out of it.
Let's say
Fence is most definitely what this would be most suited for.
If it is possible that he can make tools out of this material as well to make a more practical use of it. Perhaps a coating of Ethereum on a weapon. Or bits and pieces of Ethereum implemented into a shield, perhaps. Like you stated, a solid weapon made of this material is unfathomable on how heavy it would be. A thin blade, possibly, but very unlikely.
I guarantee Al would be able to use a weapon with this material.
I'm just having ideas of having like a blade of this stuff that is so thin that when you turn it to look at the edge, it just disappears.
Well, such a
like
weapon,
millimeters thick.
Such a weapon doesn't exist in Avalon right now. It is quite possible.
We are going to the heart of the forges.
What did you say about Al's strength?
I don't know what Al's strength is. I assume it's like 7 or something.
It's ridiculously high.
It's a 30.
I wasn't too far off.
No, Al actually might be able to do it. It might be a simple short sword, but other than that,
oh dear Lord.
Junior could wield a great sword made out of this shit.
Who, Cratchitos?
No, Ty.
Ty.
Ty Junior. Base strength 36 plus all. When you get all of his pluses in, everything goes up to a 54.
Yeah, can you imagine him wielding a weapon like this that gets bigger with him?
Oh, Al's goes up to a 46.
So yes, so you're all okay with staying here for a day or so?
Mm-hmm.
This could probably use the rest.
Yeah. I mean, I could keep going. It's up to you guys if you want to stay here or not.
I believe Alicia wants to do science things while the rest of us just sit in the background like toddlers.
Precisely. You hit the nail on the head.
Well, you know, someone has to be the blunt one.
And if it isn't you, then it's no one else.
Yeah, you're right.
All you have is a hammer. Every problem looks like a nail.
I want more fermented juice.
You know what? We may be able to do.
I just pass a flask over.
What's in the flask? Vodka.
Special brew.
Oh, no, not having that.
I was about to say, Opal immediately confiscates that.
I was going to say, is that your bottomless flask?
No, it's not my bottomless flask. It's a special homebrew.
Yeah, no, I'll take that, thank you.
Oh.
Not around all the sciencey things that we can break.
That is very valid. So, I may have missed something. What was the reason I remember this conversation started with William just being like, all right, you guys have with fun science. I'm just gonna go be a monk.
You guys talked about everything you needed to, really. It's just the fact.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you have Alicia and another great scientist in the same room together.
I'm just trying to remember how we got to the caves because I remember I was somehow tied. It's like you're a monk of the Iron Mountains. I'm like,
She
yes.
showed you the
Let's
new
go
material.
to a cave.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
I
showing you the new material as to like excite you a little bit, make your visit here a little bit more, you know.
All right,
better.
William's intrigued.
She's proud of her baby and she wanted to show it off.
You could go help the scientists while me and her talk by punching rocks into dust.
I mean, yeah, you could possibly do that.
William will find some way to make himself useful. He always does. I can infuse shit with key, and we can see how that affects things.
Squish could be a science experiment.
On its own.
We are not using the small child as a science experiment.
Use the small child as a science experiment.
Normu's just gonna be staring at rocks.
Did you like how I put Normu in front of Squish and Opal?
I did.
He's like Rod.
All right.
So,
So you guys are gonna spend I would say a day here.
yeah.
All right. You and
you know what?
and Primrose would like bounce ideas back and forth to each other.
William's gonna do like a little miniature training montage with Squish. Just like teaching him how to punch things.
Yeah.
Nyeh.
Yeah.
William's also gonna offer the Opal self-defense. You need to learn how to fight with that.
She just shrugs and just like, okay.
I'm running a martial arts studio.
Squish. What? Arm wrestle.
Okay, Squish, we can arm wrestle.
All right. So day goes by. Dave, I'm not quite sure what you would want to pick from Primrose.
Wow.
I threw Squish through a wall.
No, I just love our notes. -4 from race, +4 from.
But Primrose would probably ask a couple of questions about your firearms, Dave, specifically your rifles and stuff, because she's very keen on this idea of shrinking the technology for the necrolytes down into possibly just a discharge of a rifle.
Yeah, I would talk to her about the firearms, my process about going about making them, show her some of the blueprints.
All right then. In that case then, the day would have gone by. Cratchos probably would have stayed with you guys.
I'll teach Crash knows the martial arts.
Eventually he would have rounded all of you up and we gave Primrose a good farewell. She was thanking all of you guys for visiting and just giving her a bunch of new ideas to start testing out. All right. I have a genuine question. Before you guys head out.
Yes.
Who is in possession of the scroll right now?
It is
Morgan.
Morgan, did you give it to someone before you left?
No, she did not. Okay. Never mind.
Does Crash Nurse have a scroll?
No, he doesn't have one.
Trying to get that
Something
scroll.
that comes to one of our minds, just be like, hey, wait,
Where's the scroll?
Morgan still has the scroll, doesn't she?
Yeah, she probably does. Can AI Crash Nose, can you send a message?
We all have a thing to send messages.
Oh, I fucking forgot about that thing.
Actually,
Morgan.
I need to go pick your friend up right now.
Oh, charming.
Well, I guess we'll wait here for you to come back.
No.
We
You
go to
said-
Father Durin, then you go get her.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that'd be much better.
Yeah, probably.
And save you trip. Why don't we all go pick up Morrigan, then go to Fonrinder?
Yeah. I
Go
got
to
a full,
where, Woody?
I got a full day's rest, little guy. I'm good.
Okay.
And
Fonrinder.
gate.
I swear I thought you said Father Door for a second there. Which
Father
would
Door.
make sense for Squish.
Father Nern.
All right. So Cratchit teleport gates you guys to the front of the front of the mountain of Father and Dur.
Now
And he
this.
says, "All right, you all have your chips. Let me know where you guys are. I'm gonna go pick up your friend now."
It's gonna be the Forges.
Here we go. I'm heading straight up to the Forge Master.
About to say, no one knows. No one else has been here before except you.
No remote too.
I said. Except
Yeah, Nillermoo.
Yeah, no
I
one moves
said
in here,
you
but-
and Normu.
All right, Dave, you lead them right down into the forges. Temperature starts rising a little bit as per usual. You guys are next to the fucking
Ugh.
largest forge in the world.
Start stripping. As we start getting further down.
William just
Morgan
takes
looks
off his-
perfectly fucking fine.
William takes off his shirt. That's all.
It's warm down here. I don't like the warm. I'm from the cold.
Personally,
Nope.
I would prefer the cold over the heat. This is just uncomfortable.
You can keep putting layers on, but there's only so much you take off before it's indecent.
Squish enjoy warmth.
All right, so eventually,
I'm gonna use my key to keep myself.
Brady, what level is Fafnir right now?
I have him as 9.
Okay, he could go up to 13.
Okay.
Damn, he's fast tracking.
Holy lovely Batman.
Well, yeah, because he's doing nothing but focusing on his craft and what he does. All right, eventually, you guys get down to the forge. And sure enough, hammering away at some things, you see Fafnir and the Forge Master just chatting away.
I'm gonna yell at Fafnir.
In what language?
Terran.
I'm also going to hail over in Terran.
What?
Got you there.
William's
I
gonna
know
look,
Terran now.
William's gonna look at you in so much confusion.
Fafnir is just gonna turn his head, see the two of you, and yeet his hammer at William.
Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Alright, go for it.
Will you make a reflex save?
Okay.
You have, Brady, what's this hammer made out of?
It is made out of blood crystal.
Yeah, you managed to catch it, like, right before it hits you in the face.
Nice hammer.
I have to be the same one that I've had.
I don't think I've ever seen it this up and close and personal though, Fafnir.
Well, you gotta consider the height difference.
Valid. I just throw it back.
Wow.
He aimed for your face. Usually he goes straight for the nuts.
That's why I'm having a pleasant conversation with
Wow, look who it is. Wanderers. Come join us. We were just having a chat.
I'm assuming that's his father.
It's the Forge
That's the
Master.
Forge
The Forge Master.
Forge Master.
Oh, okay.
Hi. Forge Master, what's your name?
Forge Master.
Brady?
Bill.
I don't remember this dude's name.
I don't have that notebook with me.
Humor.
Just call him Sir for right now. I don't fucking know.
Master.
Oh, just call him Sir right now.
Okay, sir. The as the train rumbles in.
I see you got yourself some more cards.
I have a forge in the back now.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Do you mean an actual forge or just an anvil?
Am I supposed to fit an actual forge in the back of a cart that's flammable?
At least
Then
you
you don't
knowing
have a
you,
forge.
you would be able to.
Yeah, you're right. I am able to do it. It's a small furnace.
Ah, probably they have just a little kiln back there. Simple melting of iron as making steel and such.
True enough.
Nothing too difficult, but believe I've got something the two of you are going to really want to see.
Really now?
Yeah, let me get off this thing.
Alright, you have my interest.
I come on down. Are they like at a table or something?
Yeah.
How sturdy is this table?
It's most likely made of stone.
Yeah, probably a stone table.
Alright. I reach my bag and I pull out the box. This is for you.
Fafnir grabs it, tries to lift it with his 22 strength.
You struggle a bit.
Although I do still have those points that I have to put in. So it probably would be a 24.
Yeah, you managed to lift this up a little bit, but damn, this shit's heavy.
Where the fuck did you get this?
Would you believe we found it in the woods?
Do you take me for an idiot?
Not at all, so I didn't think you believe it.
I'm not
I
no
got
remote.
this.
I mean that's it, boy. Let me see that.
There you
I
go.
got straight from Primrose, the Markle Research Facility.
Bloody hell!
She wants you, I point right at Fafnir, to study this.
What does she want this time?
The Forge Master like opens it up. Ah, letter for you. Here. It just like
Takes and
dumps.
reads the letter.
And he just like dumps the shard onto it as it just like slides out of it and impales itself into the stone. The letter basically reads, "Hey, Faf. So, science is a great thing. Here's a new metal for you to play with. Here's the recipe that we use to make the alloy. Have fun."
Hands it over to the Forge Master so he can learn the recipe too.
Oi,
Call this Oterium.
oi.
Claim it's stronger and definitely heavier than adamantine.
This recipe is... Ugh. Seriously, we need to stop giving him stuff. But this, good lord.
What is this thing made out of? They wouldn't even let me see the recipe.
Alright, let's see here. Adamantine being the main ingredient. Tungsten being the second strongest thing here. Pinch of iron, pinch of lead. Good lord, no wonder why this is so heavy. Yeah. Quadricet alloy. And of those four metals.
That explains the density. Oh, this thing weighed a ton.
What the fuck does she want me to do with this?
Well,
She wants you to study it, learn the recipe, and make stuff out of it.
because we felt that it was best for defense compared to offense.
Aye, making a weapon out of this is just madness. You could
That's
use,
only a shard.
You could use this as dumbbell.
That's just a shard of it. A full shield or a full sword of this would be so unruly, no man, mortal or otherwise, could wield it.
Gods, you would be literally making weapons for gods at that point.
Alicia, there's another thing that would be made out of this. And I'm currently wearing something similar.
Armor.
I
You wouldn't be able to
Oh, yes.
walk, boy.
No, he wouldn't be.
Absolutely.
could think of
You-
one or two people who would be able to.
Yeah, but that's one or two people. We would. Oh, actually.
I've got it. Fafnir,
Aye.
you made the Sentinels. I've seen one.
But this might be a little too
Living
much.
metal men made of this.
Oh, we would need a lot more.
Well, it's a good thing we have recipe then. I was more along the lines thinking that making sentinels out of these things might be a little much. Adamantine will do for these, but however, making sentinels out of straight deuterium is kind of overkill. Not gonna lie.
It sounds like it.
She did mention perhaps trying to make a coating out of it to coat weapons.
Okay, now coating and shave. Okay, now coating and making straight weapons are two different things. She needs to get that through her skull.
Probably
Coatings,
more on our eye.
coatings, possibly. Possibly might be able to. We need to make tools out of it first. However, due to density and weight, you can. Just my morbid mind doing things, really. Think of this, Fafnir. Put a small coating of deuterium at the bottom of boots. Strap those to your feet and see how fast you sink into the ocean.
That's actually a great idea.
That's
It's
just
certainly be better than lead shoes.
Well,
I think
it
of a
has
few
the same-
people who can want to do that too.
Same.
I
You could also potentially just make walls of this stuff. Could you imagine surrounding a city in a solid wall of this?
What if you made cannonballs out of it?
They wouldn't be able to fire. The amount of gunpowder you would need, you'd actually be looking at detonating delicate shards.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Let me
Propeller-
rephrase that. Lining cannonballs with it.
Lining cannonballs, now you're getting somewhere. I was actually thinking potentially making artillery out of it.
Oh, it's possible.
Permanently mounted cannons? If I made a gun out of this stuff, it would never malfunction.
Yes, but you would be sacrificing functionality for mobility.
You would be. We wouldn't be able to move. Would have to be something that
not
would
unless you use the metal for all the moving parts to make it more sturdy instead of the actual gun barrel
Well,
itself.
you wouldn't necessarily have to use this metal to make the other parts to it. Say, take for instance a card. If you made it sturdy enough to withstand the weight of a gun made out of this, you just wheel it around. Be damn heavy, and you'd need a whole team of horses to pull one, but
You're talking about making a cannon at that point.
Right.
I
The idea,
potentially put a cannon on a boat made out of this stuff.
the idea of coatings and defensive walls and protection sounds a little bit more convenient for it. We shall play around with this stuff, see what we can do with it. We'll
There
take some.
has to be other properties it has other than its hardness, though.
Well, you say it's stronger than adamantine, correct?
Yeah, they've been hitting a slab of this stuff with all kinds of weapons and magic of all kinds for a year.
Crouchnos
Thing
took
looks
an
like
eighth
it
level
came
lightning-
off an 8th level lightning bolt to a solid slab of this stuff. Looked like it came off of the forge minutes before.
Well, shit, this stuff isn't messing around.
They've had one out in the weather for a year, pristine condition. Just like the day it was forged.
Well, never have to do repairs on it.
Aye, an unbreakable material.
On a side note, Alicia, you have that scroll, right? Well, there was a scroll we had to bring the father during, I thought.
Yes, Forge Master, sir. This is... Well, this is from Onaji.
Oh, this ought to be interesting.
I hand him a letter.
Well, alright then. Oh. Well. She must have seemed to have taken a great liking to you. Well, all of you, really.
Well, I at least know he's not melting us in iron.
He only does that to people he really hates.
Listen, you never know. Noramu's not very well liked anyway.
I'm well aware of that.
Well, Queen's orders must follow them. Alright. So, what'll it be?
What will you say?
What did Scroll say?
Oh, she didn't
We
inform
don't-
you what was in the scroll.
Nope, we were just told to
No.
bring it.
Oh, alright.
We said to her that if we're going to do a job for her, we're going to need gear, but then she just handed us a scroll and told us to bring it to you.
Oh, we really should have put two and two together.
Well,
We really didn't put two and two together.
by order and decree of I, Onaji Natura of Algaroth, hereby request the Forge Master and Fafnir and Jeetham of Father and Dur to help the Wanderers in upgrading their gear. Bill would be fronted directly to the Kingdom of Algaroth and therefore be helping them on their adventures and their journeys to front and destroy the Black Roses.
Fun.
However, try not to make the bill too much. I do have budget. Ha.
Alright, Squish, you can ask for anything you can ever want in your life.
Yes.
Made of metal.
Squish, tell me what you want.
Oh, Squish need to think.
Don't hurt yourself, buddy.
I'll be right back. I gotta go let dogs out.
Sure thing. I need to look up a price limit.
Yes, please. Because there's many things I could get. Although, to be honest,
I imagine this
Almost-
is just weapons, shields, and armor, right? This request form is for?
You think there's not an enchanter in the forges of Father and Dur?
Oh, Jesus freaking Christ.
the only thing Alicia really would need at this point is an enchanter. Or someone to help her enchant, because she is an enchanter.
Well, by the looks of things here, you have a limit of 18,000 gold. Each.
Between all of us. Oh, each.
18,000 gold apiece.
That
Interesting.
is enough to get you guys a +3 weapon. Or a +4 piece of armor. Or any combination of the two. Since that this order is here, feel free to stay within the city. You have plenty of time. As soon as you all decide on which you want, me and Fafnir will get started immediately on it.
My parents want to see you again.
What?
I said, Alicia, my parents want to see you again from Fafnir.
Alright, what did I miss?
Oh, I'd be happy to oblige. I hand you my masterwork bolt-action rifle.
What did I miss?
I see you built it.
Matt, you are granted an 18,000 gold budget.
I don't know what I can do with that.
I did the
Great.
I looked at it and it said that it saw that you can get like a +3 weapon, a +4 set of armor, or anything that they can forge or enchant within Father Endure within that price range.
Oh, I have a great idea.
I'm actually looking up.
I want the
on-
Fender gauntlets.
Oh, I forgot we talked about those.
Yeah.
So, you all don't need to decide right now. You have plenty of time to spend here in Father Endure. Da?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
I don't have prices for stuff, Josh, so you're gonna have to just on your.
We can talk about it later.
Yep.
We're winding down anyway.
Yeah, I assumed.
I need to look at a couple of things real quick. I'm actually looking at it right now.
We could go over it next time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Fafnir, are they going to be staying with him?
Yes.
I assume.
Okay, cool. So, does Fafnir still live with his parents?
No.
No. Okay, got his own place. All right. So Fafnir would then eventually take you guys to his home. You know, show you around, show you where you guys can sleep and stuff. And then you guys get a call, or your little chip starts like pulsating and light.
Ring, 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 ring.
Go for ring right.
Squish here.
Miss Wingright, I have your friend Morrigan. Where are you?
We are in Father Endure. We are at Fafnir's place.
Very well. Permission to track your magic?
Go ahead.
Now, Squish, this is called why.
Crack. And then
Ooh.
Fafnir arrives with Morrigan.
More fermented juice.
This is legitimate fermented juice.
Why are you giving the little one alcohol?
Oh, you missed the whiskey.
You
Whiskey?
did. It's quite entertaining.
No. We're gonna start with wine here, and William's gonna pour you like a cup of wine into you.
All right. So now that Morrigan is here, you guys greet her again, but you guys notice that there's something a little off about her. She seems
Something
a
wrong,
little
Morgan?
she seems a little distraught.
William
Something
kind of just
wrong?
looks at her and gives like a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Hold on, I'm typing to Brady.
I know that, Josh.
All right, you're good now.
She never went out.
Process. And I don't need to deal with you giving him alcohol, William.
It's a learning curve. Trying to tolerance. Because let's be honest, everyone in this fucking party, excluding Opal on occasion, is a goddamn alcoholic.
When was the last time you saw me drink?
Opens a flask, starts drinking.
All right, Morgan. Are we counting the dreamscape? Are we counting that?
Yes.
Opal's kind of concerned as she walks up to Morrigan. Are you okay?
No.
What's wrong?
She died.
Shit.
I see. Well,
And there's more.
There always is.
I pull out the scroll.
Oh.
what's it say? The last thoughts of a dead man?
I think I know what it is. And I think I have it already.
Oh?
This does not leave this room.
Go on.
She spoke to me.
Wait. Spoke, as in...
Yes. No earring.
Missed something.
What did she say?
I will let you know at a later date.
Very
It's
well.
best to keep it hidden in case anybody else tries to get it. We don't want a repeat of Osiris now, do we?
No.
To think the
No,
Mad
we do
Maiden.
not.
Nope.
Krachinos just like sits down and like shakes his head. To think the Mad Maiden herself. Oh, what's that gonna mean for the kingdom?
Chaos.
More than it's already used to.
As if that's not enough as it already has now.
Onagi'll need to be notified that the queen is dead. We'll need to send forces as soon as possible. Reinstate law and order, at least for the time being.
Who's going to tell her wife?
Oy. Well,
Morgan,
Krachinos stands up.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well,
the last person to be with her at her bedside should be the one to say it.
no.
They have a-
Morgan would die. I'll go do it.
Tell her I send my condolences. I wish there was more I could do.
Expect a meeting with her at some point because I know she'll want one.
I'm fully expecting it.
All right. Let me know when you're all ready to leave Fathendar.
It's gonna be a couple of days. We did get a interesting surprise.
Oh?
While you're here with us, Morgan, upgrade your gear. Each of us can spend up to 18,000 gold, courtesy of Nonaji herself.
I'm sorry, 18,000?
Yep.
Yes,
Enchanted gauntlets, Morgan.
do what you please with it. Anything you could find here.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. He looks at Fafnir and he says, "Mind if I leave from here?"
Aye, go for it.
Snaps his fingers, gone. Opal's gonna walk up and give Morgan a hug.
Morgan does not argue or fight, just accepts it.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, Morgan.
It's not the first time.
Alright. I think that's a good place to leave off for the night. That way you guys have time to think about what items you wish to have, and for you to cope with your now completed list.
Nice.
Yes. So now that this whole thing has happened, so I can finally tell you guys what happened to Valerie.
Yay!
Yes, you can.
So yes, the Queen of New Jamoria is dead. Valerie Mortis has perished due to rapid aging because her imp that was fueling her life essence and housing her, basically her life within her demonic armor, died from its wounds that it received when it was splashed with holy water.
Oh no, you're not saying.
Guess what? The Wanderers killed Valerie.
When did you splash
Unintentionally.
with holy water?
Unintentionally.
Oh.
Unintentionally. So that is now 2 characters that you assholes have killed of mine.
Wait, when did we splash her with holy water?
No, you splashed the imp with holy water because you guys found out that holy water hurts it. And it cripples her in her
Yeah, but
fighting. Yes,
we
you
didn't-
guys did.
We did.
We did.
When?
During the fight we had with her.
Oh, wait. It wasn't me. Was it
It was
Fafnir?
me.
Oh.
It was Alicia.
It was me.
Yes. The holy water basically poisoned the imp because the imp is so old. It basically corrupted the imp to the point where he couldn't maintain his strength and power anymore, thus having it lose control of Valerie's armor, eventually dying, and then that effect finally taking effect against Valerie, being that she is like 101 years old.
So it wasn't Hassan. Is what I Alright, I'm fine with that.
You almost killed her.
I did.
Yes, but unfortunately, because it was an unintentional kill, you guys do not get anything from it.
I don't think we wanted that. We didn't even want to kill her the first time we met.
Right. And now
She's dead.
she is gone. And the kingdom of New Jamoria has basically fallen.
That's 2 now.
It's destroyed, and 2 of Josh's characters that we have killed.
Yeah. Oh well.
Swear to God.
It
You
happens.
better not come after my dad.
Nah, I'm not gonna go after your dad. What the fuck? Why would I go after your dad?
I don't know,
I
man.
think he's talking to the party.
Yeah, yes, kind of.
Oh. Actually, wait, how long has it been since you last talked to your dad about the dragon
At
egg?
least I want to say, what was it? We spent a week in Algaroth, and then we been jumping around for like 2 weeks. I want to say.
No, you guys have been only jumping around for like 2 days.
3 days. 2
So
days.
like a week and 2 days.
A week and a half or so.
Yeah, a week and a half.
All right. How long?
Hasn't been long.
Okay, so you guys are gonna have to spend time in Father Endure, obviously, to gain your weapons and your whatever items you're getting. So once I figure out all of the weapons that you guys have to get, I'll have to collaborate with Dave and Brady to figure out the crafting times for those weapons and stuff. And then that'll determine how much time you're going to be spending here in Father Endure. Because it is going to be around the time where you are going to receive news from your father
Yeah,
In
Papa
regard-
Glickman.
in regards to the dragon egg.
Oh
Well,
yeah, that's right.
In a simple terms, Josh, it's 18,000 per character. There is 6 of us getting items. Are the Forge Master and Fafnir the only two working on these items?
The Forge Master and Fafnir are the only ones that are capable of crafting higher tier weapons and armor.
Okay. It's going to take 18 days per person.
Ooh. All right, so that turns out to be a conundrum then, because there is no way you guys would want to. Yeah, there is no way you guys would want to spend like 4 months in this city.
No.
It's 18
I'm just getting enchantment.
times
So
3. So that is 54 days.
That's
If-
a little over a month and a half.
It's almost 2 months. It's 6 days shy of 2 months. If they increase their DC by 5 and rush it to do 2,000 gold of crafting a day, it goes to 27 days, so 3 days shy of a month.
Okay. Can you guys spend a month here in Father Dur?
Well, that depends on what's gonna happen in the world that we don't know of.
I feel like we could very easily set the order and then leave.
Problem is, if I set the order, I have to leave my rifle here.
Oh, that's true.
We can wait for your rifle and everybody else's gear we can come back for.
That would be 9 days then that we would spend here at the fastest.
It's still better than the alternative.
Could you, while you're here, them?
Say that again. You cut out for me.
Could you theoretically aid them while you're Father Dur, adding another like higher level crafter to on a higher
Technically,
level?
yes, I can enchant items as well myself, which would then decrease our it would then be 18 days per 9 days at that point per person, but instead of times it would over 3 people, so I would be doing 1 person's and I would be doing 2 myself, so that would be 18 days. So it would be 18 days total that we would then be here.
All right. Do you guys
If
want
we
to
did
wait that
everyone.
long?
Do you guys want to spend just over 2 weeks here?
That's a little bit more manageable.
that is definitely more doable.
Yeah.
And we could do some like, well, everyone but you, could do some downtime, and like work on
Right.
other stuff around Father Dern. And if need be, we can go off and like, because if we get a message from my father, things are not combat problem. We could. So, God, that's splitting the party. Not a good idea. Never mind.
It would only be leaving me behind.
Well, I was thinking like if like say we need to go, my father, we would just get Cratch and Nose teleportation port over there, have the meeting, come back.
Yeah, if it's not something combat oriented,
Mhm.
that's fine.
Yeah. On a, I think that would probably be the best. But I think if we have all 3 of you working on it and just leave it at 18 days, it's probably our best bet of getting this done within a reasonable amount.
Yeah.
I agree to that.
Does Fafnir have craft constructs?
Let me see.
I mean, you technically should.
Considering you create the Sentinels.
Are there?
Yes,
are
he
there
he does have craft constructs.
Mmm.
You're thinking of getting constructs with your money.
Something in particular. Brady might remember this.
Oh, mech suit. That'll be funny. All right. So we'll talk
What
about.
are we gonna get? A squish mecha?
All right, so we will talk about this off stream, and we will let the viewers know what you guys are getting at the start of next time. So in that case, then, chat, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will hopefully be back for another session next week, for where we're going to figure out what is going to be happening throughout the world. For how long are you guys actually planning on staying here?
probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, the 18 days.
Yeah, the 18 days.
Like, okay, so
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah, unless other things arise and some of them have to go.
Unless something more important happens, we definitely start with Elysius. It's done, and then if we need the bounce, we bounce.
Okay, fair enough. All right, in that case, then we'll be back next week. Then, bye, everybody.
Bloop.
Ah.